Welcome to the B. Lenore Show. Here, we will discuss lifestyle, beauty, celebrity gossip, and current events in our own way, my way, B style. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, lovers. How y'all doing today? Happy Hump Day. What's today's date? It is Hump Day. It is Wednesday, June 18th. It is Juneteenth Eve. We's free. Actually, we not free. Shit. The fuck we fooling. Would y'all hit the like button for me? Please, child. Please hit the doggone like button. Okay? Let's talk about it. All right? How y'all doing? I'm sorry I'm late, by the way. I'm really sorry. Okay? It took everything in my power to be here today. I put makeup on because I didn't feel like coming out here. I just put, something because if you had seen me, it wouldn't have been nice. So I tried to pull myself together so that I could come out here. So thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting. I appreciate it. Okay. If you would mind, if you haven't already, just hit that like button because it's going to be helpful to get me out in that algorithm, let the people know we're here. Okay. All right. Okay. So there's things happening out here in the world. Okay. There are more celebrities allegedly out here freaking off on people. These people love to freak off. When do they have time? Okay, so I'm not saying that Tyler Perry had to freak off. I'm saying that these people seem to be wanting to freak off on others a lot. I have things to do. I don't have time to freak off. Not really. And freak offs don't sound fun. They sound like a lot of fucking work, stress on the body, causes dehydration. You can catch an addiction. I mean, you might catch something else too, a STD. Shout out to Jonathan Oddie. He said he got the herpes from these people. That's what he said. So if he got it from them, what he is saying allegedly is that Diddy got it, Cassie got it. I don't know. But that's what he had said. He said he had caught it from them. You can catch a lot over there. So, anywho, now we're talking about Tyler Perry. But before we do that, let me just say hi to y'all. Okay, I'm sorry. This is too much. Hit the like button. Hi, Sherry with a Y. Hi, Mary Willis. Hey, T gonna say it if it got to be said, child. Okay? T gonna say it if it has to be said. Hey, Aunt Natty. Hey, Black Without Bitter. Yes, hey, Miss Duvall. Sorry, Colette. Wait, what you say? Oh, you talking to me? Are you getting better with the time change? No. Absolutely not. I am not. I am not. I be wanting to go live later than this, y'all, but then I fear I'm gonna miss y'all. I love y'all so much. And I know it's not cool because I'm sure there are a lot of West Coast people who really do stay up late like me, but I be feeling away. If I want to go live around 9 p.m., that's midnight. That's midnight for the East Coast. So that's why I'm trying to be mindful of all of that shit. And it's annoying as hell, Siri Colette. How'd she create? I said, Mr. Ball, did I say hi, child? Life ain't over, minding business, boo. G Creates is here. That's it already. 501 Queen, Kenna 14. Tell me that part. Andrea, you sound clown. Just Nikki. Cruiser. What's happening, Cruiser? What's happening, Cruiser? You sound clown. Okay. I love that. I Miss Lady. Shout out to Lexi the Law Nerd. This is my girl, okay? I love me some Lexi the Law Nerd. Today's programming is sponsored by Lexi the Law Nerd. She keeps me abreast of things, okay? So she was kind enough to pull this lawsuit so that you and I can talk about it, okay? All right. Shout out to Lexi the Law Nerd. I love her. Who else is in here? Coffee is brewing. Only me 23's here. My name is not girl is over here. What you say? Hey V and hey chat. I don't want to hear Nathan Christian Keys got to say now. Oh, we're gonna talk about Christian Keys. Okay, I got him queued up over here. We're gonna talk about him too. We got to talk about him. We got to talk about all this shit. Okay, I'm tired. I'm tired of this shit. Damn it, this is too much. Black men. Hi, Jackie. Hey, no one you know. Hey, I'm a blueberry muffin. Aunt Natty, did I say hi, child? I am not here completely today, y'all. My mind is all over the place. So I may say hi to you 3 to 4 times. Roll with it. Hi, CS. Hi, Little Brain Fireheart. Hey, Blue Bear. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Okay. Did y'all hit the like button? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the fact that once again, one of our, people have mixed reviews, right, about Tyler Perry. And this isn't, whether you like him or not, whether you like his programming or not. Let's put all that aside. Let's put all of his artistic contributions to entertainment aside. You ain't gotta like it. Just forget about that. Let's just talk about the fact that this is a Black man who has the largest a studio and sound what do you call it? A sound station. He has the biggest studio in the country, and it's owned by a Black man. People have often said he's the first to have to own his own studio. That is a lie. That is a lie. Tim Reed. Yeah, Tim Reed from WKRP, the daddy on Sister to Sister, the husband to Daphne Reed, who replaced Aunt Viv on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I could try to think of the name, child. I told you something was wrong with me today. Y'all just roll with it, okay? My memory, something is dead ass wrong, okay? Thank you, Mary Willis. Thank you. Child, if I ain't gonna have nothing else, I'm gonna have some earrings. Okay. I got some accessories. When we were packing up my shit, my friends was like, you got too much shit. You got too much shit. You got too many clothes. You got too many. And I got rid of a lot of clothes, but the one thing I had trouble doing is getting rid of my accessories. Like, I am a accessory whore. I said it. I am a comedy and accessory whore. I'm an accessory groupie. I want you to know that I love accessories. Okay. Earrings, necklaces, bracelets, belts and purses and scarves. And I don't do hats too much just because I'm hot. Okay. I don't feel like having my scalp sweat. I'm too hot. I'm too hot. That's why I don't wear wigs. I weave. Too hot, too hot, too hot. All that shit around my ears. My ears get hot anyway. I don't need no hair and shit covering in my ears. I don't need no shit around my neck. Oh hell no. Around the nape of my neck. Oh fuck no. It's too long right now. Who the fuck is we fooling? Let me tell you right now. This part right here is too long. It's too long. So so I don't really do hats too much. But baby, when I tell you accessories, yeah. I will buy multiple these earrings in particular, got 2 pairs of them. Yeah. Got 2 pairs of them. Why? Because if one breaks, I got another pair. Look, I'm telling you, I love them. I love accessories. I love accessories. I don't do it with everything, but I do like to buy, depending upon, I don't buy double of everything, but I do often buy 2. If I like them. Okay. At least 2. I'm just saying. It's just me. What y'all saying in here? Huh? My name is not girl. He did it. I saw text messages. He did it. Even if I didn't see anything, I still believe it. That's not nice. And that's okay. What we talk? I forgot. What was I saying, child? I'm a blueberry muffin said, me too, V. I'm a perfume hoe. Are you? I used to be. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I did. I was all in with the scents. Now I kind of stick with the couple that really work for me, and they and have always, well, I shouldn't say always, but for decades I've worn. And because I layer things on, sometimes people are like they know what it is, but they're like, it smells different on you. It's because I layer other things on before I spray the perfume, that sort of thing. But I hear you. I hear you. Me too, V. I see, I see rings. I see shoes. Shoes. That's y'all. I gave away, I would say about 20 pairs of shoes that had never been worn. Heels this big. This is why they were never worn. Okay. Because I'm not wearing no fucking heels like that no more in life. Okay. I am retired from those kind of heels. Fuck those heels. Fuck those high heels. My back is not here for it. Okay. Lexi the Loner, what are you laughing at, child? Okay. I'm serious around here. Yes, layers, baby. Layers. I just started layering this year. Yes, honey. People often say, you smell so good. Like when I walk into a room, that's a beautiful thing. When people say that. But yeah, what you say, just thinking, I need to clean out my closet. I probably still got shit I need to give away. Like I'm thinking there's a lot of shit. It's a mess, y'all. It's a mess. What else is y'all saying on here? Fuck them heels. I'm not wearing them motherfuckers no more. I'm not. Watches are my thing. A nice watch will set off the right outfit and speaks volumes. Let me tell you, when I worked on ships, I had some really nice watches. Not expensive per se, but I like Michael Kors watches. Okay. You can say whatever you want to say. You can talk about me and being from Ohio and the fact that Sonya likes to wear Michael Kors shit and she thinks that that's really high end. I don't think it's really high end. I just know that for the most part, I like Michael Kors's watches. And so when I worked on the ships, we had to wear uniforms. So the only thing that you couldn't wear big earrings. It had to be modest. You couldn't wear a lot of makeup. It had to be modest. These are real things. Okay. I couldn't wear no earrings like this. watches. You're not going to wear any bracelets. You can't have jewelry on, and your tattoos cannot be seen. Okay, this is on the ship. All right, are you following? Okay. So the only thing you could wear are the watches. A watch, a funky watch, right? Okay. So you could buy them on the ship tax-free with a 40% discount. So if I got a $300 watch, I ain't got to pay no taxes on that mother sucker. And I get 40% off of it. So I had some really cute Michael Kors watches, like 3 or 4. Like they were big. I'm really into the big watches, you know, that kind of thing. I don't have a watch now. Do you know that? I need one. I need one. I did. Okay. Okay. I know y'all can come over here for that. Did y'all came over here to talk about Tyler Perry, right? Okay. Let's talk about Tyler Perry. Okay. All right. Let me pull it up. Okay, I got it pulled up. It's right here. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of things we need to talk about today. A lot of things we need to hear. Now, this is 46 pages. I can't say. Let me. I did not redact anything, and that is. I'm sorry for that. Hold on, shit. Don't start this. Don't start this bullshit. Oh Lord, here we go. Let me fix this shit. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Let me make it big. Okay. I made it real big there. Okay, let me make it smaller. All right. And then, here we go with this bullshit. Hold on, y'all. Forgot about this. I figured it out. Okay. Hold on. We got it. We here. I got it, baby. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, there we go. Now let me get past all these the personal information and shit. That's the attorney at law. Okay, that's cool. Let's just put it there. All right. Okay. Y'all ready? Is y'all ready? Hit that damn like button if you're ready. Put a 3 in the chat if you're ready. You ready? Because you know 3 is my favorite number. It's my favorite number. Put 3 in the chat if y'all ready. Okay. Let me share. Let me share this. Let me share this so y'all can see it. Okay. I need y'all to see it, because if I just see it, it ain't good enough. So I need y'all to see it too. Okay. All right. So this here thing is about Tyler Perry. I'm so sick of y'all trying to bring down our Black men. I'm so angry that you all keep attacking the Black men. I am Blueberry Muffin. What the hell is a 7 doing in this conversation? Hey, let's talk about it all. What the fuck does that 6 mean? Okay. Is that 2 3s? Is that what's going on? Okay, so y'all keep trying to bring down our Black men, our Black billionaire men, and the shit is effed up, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so y'all's boy, Derek Dixon, y'all's brother man, y'all know him. He is saying that he was touched inappropriately. I haven't heard the whole thing. I read an article on this, and it summarized a lot of this, but I want to walk through it and read it with you guys. Okay. All right. Wait. Attitude and title. Now, what you say? I just got here. I feel like we're going to hear about a Medea themed freak off real soon. Oh, yes. I told you they are all trying to freak off. This is how I started out the show. I'm tired of everybody trying to freak off. And I'm tired of y'all trying to bring down another Black man who is a billionaire. Or close to it. Okay. You all don't have any pride. You all are Black and bitter. And that is why Sonya doesn't like you. Okay. Now, what you say? Wait, hold on. Mr. Duval said, I just want Tyler to be truthful and shame the devil that he kissed a man. He didn't kiss a few, I think, allegedly. This is my, based on information and belief, this is my thought. I think he has kissed many men. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never been around him, but I bet my last dollar, okay, that he has kissed many men. And it's fine. It's really okay. It's really okay. Say Jay says sometimes they need to be broke down. They be feeling themselves. Seriously though, some people get a taste of the walk on the wild side and don't know how to come back. It seems that way. It seems that way. First Smokey Robinson, now this. That's what my name is not girl said. What'd you say, Aunt Addie? Those texts seem disjointed to me. But I feel like those are just a sample. But okay, so let me get through this because I don't know what they have attached on here or whatever. Okay, so let's talk about it. I'm gonna give y'all the full screen. Okay. I really didn't redact anything. I'm gonna speed through areas that may have personal information on them. Okay. There's a few things I want us to talk about. If you look at the thumbnail, I have a picture of Tyler Perry, of course, right? Him as Medea in the what's it called? The Boondocks episode. I have him, a character that was inspired by Tyler Perry. I've got that picture. I've got the guy who is actually suing. I've got a picture of Aaron McGruder, who is the person who created Boondocks. Yeah, there's a lot going on today with Tyler Perry. All right. And I've got a little clip from the Boondocks that I want us to look at. I want us to look at what Christian Keys had to say. Remember when Christian Keys came out last year? He had so much to say and he got very, very quiet. So I want us to take a look at all of those things. But first, let's start with the doggone lawsuit, shall we? Let's. Derek Dixon, an individual, is the plaintiff. Tyler Perry, an individual. TPS Production Services, LLC, a limited liability corporation, and Action, LLC, a limited liability corporation, and Does 150 Inclusive are the defendants. Okay? They are the mother-sucking defendants, baby. Let me close that up. Okay? All right. All right. Let's get it. Okay. So what is the complaint? The complaint is one quid pro quo sexual. I'm change that. I'm trying not to say that. And moving forward, I'm going to try and say SH versus SA. Okay. You know what SH is going to be. SA, you already know what that is. You guys can work it out in the chat. Hey, prominent woman. I mean, I'm sorry, child, prominent woman. Prima Wanda, where is prominent woman though? Now that I think about it, where is prominent woman, child? Hey, Rossi. But hey, Prima Wanda. I'm sorry, boo. Okay, so quid pro quo sexual harassment, work environment harassment, sexual harassment, workplace gender violence, violation of Bain Act. I'm not familiar with that. Actual battery, actual assault, negligent retention, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and retaliation. Okay. Let me say this really quickly, and we can go through and I can give a definition for these things. This subject matter is something that I have been teaching for 15 years. Okay. as an HR professional, but mainly as a trainer, it's always been my job to train people on tolerance policies. And most companies have established a zero tolerance for any sort of sexual harassment or just work environment harassment or SA. Okay, all of that. I've taught that to people so that they understand, because sometimes here's the thing, sometimes people don't even know. They don't even know that they are violating you. And that is important to keep in mind. People, let me come off. Let me do this real quick. Oh, what? Okay, there I go. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. It's very important that people understand and know the definitions of these things, because quite often, as I stated, people are committing these infractions and they don't even realize it. Okay, so first off, quid pro quo, for those of you who are unfamiliar with that term, I'm sure most of you know, but I just want to be mindful of those who do not. Quid pro quo is a Latin term. It means this for that. Okay, this for that. I do this for you, and in turn, you do that for me. Okay, quid pro quo can happen. Typically, it's problematic and more obvious when it is a supervisor or someone of influence, someone in your, you know, who is above you in the chain of command in your workplace. If they are saying to you, hey, if you do this for me, and all of that doesn't have to involve sexual activity. So let's be clear about that. It's not always about SDX. Sometimes it's about money. Sometimes it's about access, power, who knows? But the bottom line is quid pro quo means you do this for me, and then I'll do this for you. If I understand correctly, this gentleman is suggesting that Tyler Perry, allegedly, was saying, if you do these things for me, I will help you with your career. I will give you more parts. I will open more doors for you. Okay? So that's quid pro quo. And that could involve SDX. But again, it could be tons of things, right? So quid pro quo is a big one. And it looks like it's number one here. Okay. Work environment harassment. Now that could be any type of so if you make a comment that is offensive to someone else, whether it's about their gender, their ethnicity, their physical appearance, their gender, you know, anything like that that's identifiable to you, and you're making nasty comments about that person, or you're ridiculing that person for those attributes. That's right. My name is not girl. Age. There's so many things. There's so many things, right? What y'all saying in the chat? I just want to make sure I'm missing nothing really. Okay. 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 Y'all carry on. Carry on. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. But yes, age is a factor. And that could be older and younger. Okay, age, you can be discriminated because you're too young. You can be discriminated because people think you're too old. You know, there's all sorts of things that come from that. Y'all know my groceries are coming. Y'all know I can't do shit with just one thing at a time. So I just saw my order is on the way. Okay, I'm making meatloaf tonight for dinner. I'm gonna make meatloaf, mac and cheese, and I don't know if I'm gonna do. Well, actually, I have salad in there. I think we'll just do the salad. The cucumber, tomatoes, feta, red onion, balsamic vinaigrette, and then I add just because I'm me, a little blue cheese dressing. Okay, he might not do that, but that's what So that's dinner tonight, okay? So the beef is on the way. But that is neither here nor there. That is not what we came for. So I need y'all to stay focused. All right. Okay. So look, if you are saying things that are offensive to people, guess what? It could even be a joke. It could be a joke. It could be I'm talking to I'm a blueberry muffin. I'm a blueberry muffin and I are having a conversation. I'm telling her about a joke that was said on Saturday Night Live this weekend. It's racially charged in some ways. You know, it focuses on ethnicity. Maybe I say something like, I don't want to say something because people I don't, but you know what I'm saying. If they make a comment about something pertaining to your ethnicity, your age, your all of those things, right? Or any one of those things, you could be talking to your friend, but somebody overhears it. That's third party harassment. Okay. If you're telling a person a joke and they're offended, then of course that's harassment. But they might be fine with the joke, but somebody else overhears it. That's third party harassment. Okay. So that's wrong. Same with like sexually charged things like if you're talking about a love scene you saw in a movie and you're talking about that in the workplace, that too can be someone ring the door. Hold on 1 second, y'all. It's here already? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Let me oh, that's crazy. I guess they were saying they were here. Okay, I'll be right back.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss not knowing that we're all screwed when we play our roles and ignore the problems. I like to be away in my patience. Stay up, I feel so outdated. How can we look the other way? Sun is out, but the sky is gray. What would happen if I took a chance? It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
Hello, I'm back. I'm back. My stuff is here. And so my chicharrones. Okay. All right. Where the hell was I? No, that's not me, girl. That's not me. That's so funny. I like this new customer service on hold me. Y'all silly. Okay. Ooh, what'd you say? Or roasted asparagus with Parmesan cheese. I should have bought some asparagus. I should have bought some. Oh, I love some Brussels sprouts too. I don't know if my son loves. I have to ask him because to be honest, I never cooked Brussels sprouts at home because he didn't like it as a kid. I liked them, but he didn't. But I think now when you roast them and stuff, that's different, honey. They're good. They're good. And he might like it. But I should have done that. Okay, y'all. Okay, so back to this bullshit. Oh, wait. It's my girl. Hold on. Hey, girl. Miss Lady. How you doing, y'all? Okay, hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Something's going on with my phone. Hey, girl. Hey, Miss Lady. Girl. Oh my God. Anyway. That was Miss Lady, y'all. Anyway, AKA Sonia's hairline. All right. That was her. Mm-hmm. Hi, Miss Lady. Okay. Now listen. Let me say this, and then we'll get into reading the whole thing. There are things, as I stated before, that can be considered harassment, sexual harassment in particular. I'm gonna try not to say that. And one of those, huh? You want some? Come on, Bubby. Okay. Hi, buddy. No, I don't want to kiss you. Okay, so anywho, say hi, bud. No, you trying to smell the chicharrones? That's what you want to do? You see, look on the screen. You see yourself? Don't look at me, look at them. Why are you looking at me like that? Look at them. Huh? Look at these people. Look at these people. These people be in our business. Yeah. They stay in our business. So they want to see you. They want to see you. I love him. Okay, I want to keep him. I think he's going home this weekend, though. Do you miss your family? Anyway, I want him. Okay. I want him. And I'm not even an animal person, y'all, but me and him, and then my boo thing in Columbus, his dog and I, we got a love affair going on. They be in competition sometimes for me. You know what I mean? But anyway, okay. So let me just say this. Where workplace, where actual harassment is concerned, let's say you like somebody in the workplace, right? You like them, you want to ask them out on a date. Okay. What's wrong, buddy? What's wrong? You want to ask them out on a date, right? But they turn you down. And then about a month later, you come back and you ask them again. That is now considered sexual harassment, because it's unwanted engagement, if you will. Okay. Unwanted. If they told you no, stay the hell away from them. I'm serious. If it's meant to be, if the love affair is meant to be, then you need to let them come to you and say, hey, I thought about it. I would like to take you up on that offer. But if you ask them again, if they told you no, and then you do it again, that is harassment. Okay. When I was listening to, this is what blew my mind a little bit. So again, I need to do my research if something has changed, and I don't know, because I'm gonna tell you something. As I stated, I have taught harassment and SA classes, right? And when this is during the Diddy trial, one of the victims, I want to say it was Mia, one of the victims, they tried to give her a hard time. Oh, no. It was the girl that got dangled over the balcony. The attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, was initially her attorney, right? And when she was when that was her attorney, he put that Diddy SA'd the lady because he grabbed her by her chest as he dangled her over the balcony. Now, I don't know how that happened, but evidently he did grab her by her breasts, okay, or something like that. I was amazed because Tyrone Blackburn wrote that in the complaint as sexual, as SA, okay? It is SA. They really tried to give him a hard time because they said he was lying and trying to make something that it wasn't. That is not true. That is SA. When the new attorney took over, they did not change that aspect in the complaint. It remained the same that she was SA'd. I am sorry, but she is and was SA'd if he grabbed her by her breasts. Period. That is SA. You don't even have to grab her by her breast. If you were talking about her and you say, ooh, you or him, it could be him or her. Ooh, you look at you, you've really been working out. That can be considered harassment, sexual harassment. If you talk about how her body parts look, even if you talk about her legs, you can talk about her hands, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about, but if she's not happy with if that makes her uncomfortable, then that's harassment. And it's not about your intention. It is all about impact. It does not matter what you intended. Maybe you were just being nice. Maybe you just were giving an innocent compliment. At the end of the day, if it's unwanted and they have expressed that it is unwanted, then that can be harassment. If you touch them on their shoulder blade and you talking about their body or something, that is SA. You could just touch her like that, touch him like that. That is SA. So I'm amazed at all of the attorneys that sat in that courtroom and acted as if when Tyrone Blackburn put in that complaint that it was SA, that all of these attorneys didn't get that. It's textbook. If he grabbed her by her breast, he didn't even have to. Just grabbing her body. Just grabbing her body and it not be wanted is SA. I don't understand why these attorneys didn't know that. Anywho, let me see. Miss Lady, girl, thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. Let me see. Can I see those? Yes. 50 Fit and Fab, Miss Pisces, CC, OTM, Dark Chocolate have all been gifted memberships from Miss Lady, honey. Thank you, Miss Lady. I love you. Thank you. Hey, just Nikki. Black Monopoly said, I've had a long-term relationship with someone in my workplace. It's my husband. I mainly work from home and haven't worked in the office since 2001. Wow. Really? 2001? You've been working from home? Wow. That's pretty nice. Okay. So your workplace mate is Wiz, huh? All right. So let me Black but not bitter. I met my husband at his workplace. He had a recording studio. Ooh, y'all got something in common. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me put this back up. Hey, buddy. You still want to stay with me? This is my friend. This is my buddy. My buddy. Hi, buddy. You want to get down? Come on. Thanks, buddy. No, you can't have none. No, we can't have none of those. Oh, no. 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 Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm not an animal person. I'm not. What's wrong with me? Okay, anyway. So let's get into this. I'm going to come off the screen so y'all can just see it. We're going to go through it again. Derek is suing Tyler. All right. It is what it is. Okay. The summary of action. Plaintiff Derek Dixon files his complaint against defendant Tyler Perry, aka Emmett Perry Jr. Well, my God. His name is Emmett Perry. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? Well, I'll be damned. Tyler Perry, aka Emmett Perry Jr. or Perry. They call him Perry. TPS Production Services LLC, TPS and Action LLC, AA. Okay, together defendants alleging as follows. The following complaint is pled on information and belief. This case arises from a sustained pattern of workplace sexual harassment, assault, and retaliation perpetrated by Tyler Perry, a powerful media mogul, against plaintiff Derek Dixon, a professional actor and screenwriter. Mr. Perry is an American actor, filmmaker, and playwright who has built one of the most successful careers in the film and television industry. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show, only to subject him to escalating harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation when Mr. Dixon did not reciprocate Mr. Perry's unwanted advances. These events occurred while Mr. Dixon was employed as a series regular on the Tyler Perry show, The Oval, and while Mr. Perry held direct control over his employment, compensation, and creative opportunities. Am I yelling? I feel like I am talking kind of loud. Let me calm the fuck down. Okay. Woosa. Okay. Here we go. All right. Y'all ready? Okay. Tyler Perry rose against all odds to become one of the powerful figures in the entertainment industry. His success story, once a symbol of perseverance and self-made achievement, has now become a cautionary tale of how unchecked power, wealth, and influence can corrupt those who attain it. My God, today. Damn, break him down. Damn. Among other contracts, Perry received a lucrative multi-year partnership with the Oprah Winfrey Network, and his net worth tops $1.36 billion. Who knew? Damn billionaire. Mr. Perry, Tyler Perry's rise to fame and fortune elevated him from a powerless victim to a figure of tremendous wealth, influence, and power, culminating in the ownership of his own film studio. Rather than using his influence responsibly, Tyler Perry has engaged in a pattern of misconduct where he exploited his position of power. Tyler Perry has been using his power and influence to M-word, Jesus, to abuse and to actually assault impressionable and vulnerable employees and actors who look to him for guidance and mentorship. My God, today, while pursuing their dreams, Jesus. Just like Harvey Weinstein. Why these folks got to be brought up, child? Oh my God. Just like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Kevin Spacey, Roger Ailes, and many others in the industry. Mr. Perry's success has led him to believe that money and influence can get him whatever he wants, child. And that belief slowly transformed into the false idea that Mr. Perry can get whomever he wants. There are things in life that money cannot buy. Now, Mr. Perry sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not purchase, and that is an actual relationship with a man who would remain silent. Perry told Mr. Dixon that his ideal relationship would involve a male actual partner who he could provide for. He would be loyal but emotionally detached. Perry told Dixon, "Whoever ends up with me is going to be a happy motherfucker." In essence, Mr. Perry desired a one-sided coercive dynamic with a subordinate, an arrangement devoid of mutual consent or emotional reciprocity. I'm sorry. I know the word. Thus began Perry's calculated pursuit of Mr. Dixon. Okay. This was not Mr. Perry's first instance of actual exploitation. He has demonstrated a troubling pattern of exploiting vulnerable male actors and employees, leveraging his industry power to create a cycle of hope and dependency. First, he offers aspiring actors the prospect of career-defining opportunities, roles that promise visibility and advancement. Then, once they are in his professional orbit, he uses the weight of his influence to ensnare them, positioning their success as contingent on meeting his demands in a quid pro quo actual compromise. This pattern of behavior reveals a calculated use of professional power for actual leverage. All right. Using his influence, Mr. Perry provided vulnerable men with acting positions, roles, shows, contracts, cars, and money. And once the object of his desires was hooked, Mr. Tyler Perry would then put them in fear of losing it all unless they engaged in Mr. Perry's perverted desire for actual gratification. Mr. Perry would easily kill off a character in a show of an actor who failed to indulge Perry's actual fantasies. My God. All right. Now, in one such exchange, Perry stated that he could fix things because the actor of a show he was filming should all be scared because they were all shot at and we don't know who lives. Meaning that Tyler Perry was going to use this as a tool to gain compliance with his desires. Derek Dixon was Mr. Perry's actual desire ever since they became acquainted. And Dixon was working as part of the event staff for a party hosted by Mr. Perry when Mr. Perry noticed him. And then Perry immediately offered Dixon the chance to audition for a part in one of his TV productions, child. Dixon agreed and was on set with Perry behind the camera for weeks in close quarters. And during the time they were filming, Perry was sending flirtatious text messages to Dixon. For example, in one message, Perry stated that he was jealous when he saw Dixon going on a walk with another man named Brad, child. We read these text messages. I'm not going to reread them. In another text, Perry stated to Dixon, "What's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ." Plaintiff carefully navigated a friendly demeanor to prevent the loss of income and opportunity on the one hand, and on the other hand, a firm boundary against Perry's advances. Often when Mr. Perry started drinking, he would demand more attention from plaintiff and get more aggressive with his flirting. On one occasion, Mr. Perry was drinking. He started to become extremely annoyed when Mr. Dixon avoided him. Mr. Perry stated that of the 600 people in his phone book, he only wanted to talk to Mr. Dixon. Okay. Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Mr. Perry's actual aggression while keeping on Mr. Perry's good side. Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with the actual innuendos, Dixon's character would die in the next season. Indeed, Dixon's character, Dale, was shot 4 times in the chest at the end of his first season on the Oval. And Perry always held this over Mr. Dixon's head, implying that Dale would survive if Dixon kept Perry happy. Once Perry recognized the extent of control he had over Mr. Dixon, he escalated this behavior. On multiple occasions, Mr. Perry actually assaulted Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothing, groped his buttocks, and attempted to force him on Dixon. Mr. Dixon told a drunken Perry no, and attempted to remove Mr. Perry's hands, but Mr. Perry held tightly onto Dixon's wrist. That is SA. Let me make this very, very clear. What this man is describing, even let's take away the groping. He can take away the groping and he is still committing actual assault. I don't know why these attorneys are saying they don't know this. I don't get it. I'm not an attorney. I just teach this class. Okay. And what I know is that if you were talking about somebody's body, if you reach out and touch them on any level, before at the moment he put his hands on this man and even touched his clothing, that is SA, period. Period. But I digress. Okay. So again, let me read this section again. Okay, on multiple occasions, Mr. Perry actually assaulted Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothes, groped his buttocks, and attempted to force himself on Dixon. Mr. Dixon told the drunken Perry no and attempted to remove Mr. Perry's hands, but Mr. Perry held tightly on the Dixon's wrists. Mr. Dixon was only able to escape after de-escalating the situation by abruptly changing the subject. The day after the assault, Mr. Perry called and texted Mr. Dixon relentlessly, saying, "Tried you, call me. And I really need to talk to you. Please call me as soon as you can." Finally, when Mr. Dixon answered Perry's call, Mr. Perry profusely apologized for the sexual assault while blaming it on other things. Okay. Perry continued. He didn't know why he would do that. Maybe he was self-sabotaging. On the very same call where he apologized for sexual assault against Dixon, Perry told Dixon, "And don't worry, we're going to do your show," referring to the pilot that Perry knew Mr. Dixon had desperately wanted to produce. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Dixon got a call from Perry's lawyer saying that Christmas had come early and that Dixon was getting a substantial raise and the show was greenlit. Perry's attorney explicitly warned Dixon not to tell any other actor on the show about Dixon's raise because no other actors were getting a raise, only Dixon. That's to keep you quiet. I know I effed up, and if I just give you what you want, you won't say anything about what I just tried, okay? Because what I just tried is freaking illegal, okay? Just so we're clear. Perry kept telling Dixon that he was sorry and that the harassment would not happen again. However, the harassment and assaults continued. Mr. Perry would also try to deflect the blame for the SA by saying that Dixon didn't have a strong enough no. Perry told Dixon that you have to be able to say no to propositions for sex and mean it and make it clear. Dixon did not know how to answer without facing retaliation, cancellation of his production contract, or perhaps being killed off the show. So instead, Dixon made a joke out of the situation, stating that I'll only say yes to sex if it gets me an Oscar. See, now you playing with it. Now I'm going to say this right now. Now you playing with it. See, they're going to use that part right there. You can best believe if this goes to any sort of trial, baby, that line right there is going to come back to haunt him. I just want y'all to know that, okay? I mean, it's good that he admitted to it. He's trying to get in front of it. But just know they are going to hang their hat on that damn statement, okay? All right? So in response, Tyler Perry stated, the only one who could have gotten that Oscar for you through sex is in prison. So just stick to the no, unless you are really into him. Emphasis added, okay? So here he's making reference to Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein's the only one that could get you the success through sex. But I didn't know Harvey was doing the men too. Was Harvey doing the men's and the women's? Huh? Is that what was happening, child? Was Harvey doing the men and the women? These greedy motherfuckers. See, that's what I'm saying. They just, some folks is greedy. Okay. Some people are fluid, but others are just greedy as hell. And I feel like Harvey, if he's doing men too, he's just greedy. He's just ridiculous. Him and Diddy. Okay. Just greedy as hell. Anyway. Anywho, child.
Hi, Bookie. Hi. You comfy?
Okay. Oh, okay. Let me go back, child. Let's get back into it, shall we? Okay. All right. Perry reveals through these text messages that the no he was referring to was Dixon's no to SEX in exchange for promotion in the industry, classically known as quid pro quo, actual harassment. Perry sent this message to Dixon because that's exactly what Tyler Perry was doing. At some point, Dixon left Atlanta and moved to Santa Monica to create distance from Tyler Perry. However, even at long distances, Mr. Perry continued to actually harass him, child. Just kept on harassing, baby. Think he did when he did?
What's wrong, boo-boo? What's wrong? What's wrong, buddy?
Okay. All right. So plaintiff Derek Dixon, let's move down here. Okay. The parties. Let's talk about the parties. Plaintiff Derek Dixon is an individual who resides in the state of California. What up, neighbor? Okay. Defendant Tyler Perry is an individual who resides in both the state of Georgia and the state of California and has extensive business contacts in the state of California so that he has conducts substantial, continuous, and systematic business activities in California. Okay. Defendant TPS Production Services, LLC, is a limited liability corporation, okay, or company doing business in the state of California, but is headquartered in Georgia. Defendant and Action, LLC, is a limited liability company doing business in the state of California. In the state of California, but is headquartered in Georgia. Plaintiff is ignored of the true names and capacity of defendants sued herein, as does 1 through 50, collectively with TPS Production Services, LLC, AA, and Tyler Perry, the defendants or defendant, inclusive, and therefore sues these does, wait, what? And therefore sues these does by such fictitious names under California Code of Civil Procedure. Okay. Plaintiff will amend this complaint to allege their true names and capacities when the same are ascertained. All right. Do y'all think, side note, do y'all think that Sylvia could read this? I'm just asking. Do y'all, it's a question. I think it's a legit. See, y'all are going to think that I'm being messy. I'm not. I'm just wondering. Do y'all think she would have read all this? She can read. Can she read this? Mr. Vaughn said no. Hell no. But she would have had somebody come up from the chat to read for her. That's something else, ain't it? Okay, let me put it back up here, child. Let's get back into it, child. CS said no. She couldn't do it. She wouldn't do it, child. All right, then. Okay. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and thereon alleges that each of the fictitiously named defendants is legally responsible in some manner for the occurrences herein alleged, and that the injuries of plaintiff, as herein alleged, have been proximately, caused by the aforementioned defendants and each of them. On information and belief, one or more defendant is the full or partial parent or owner of a wholly and partially owned subsidiary of division of the agent of the alter egos of each other, and or subsidiaries or divisions of an unknown and unparent or holding enterprise. Plaintiff is informed and believes that thereon alleges that each of the defendants named herein has at all times relevant to this action been the officer, agent, employee, and or representative of the remaining defendants and has acted within the course and scope of such agency and employment and with the permission and consent of the defendants. All right. Did y'all hit the like button now? That's the least y'all could do. Just hit it. Okay, just hit it, child. Just hit it. All right, the plaintiff is informed and believes and thereon alleges that each of said defendants is responsible jointly and severally for the events and injuries described herein and cause damages thereby to plaintiff as alleged herein as the operations of each defendant together with the other ones consist of an integrated enterprise with centralized operations such that the parent has substantial control over the subsidiaries' employment practices and the hiring and firing of employees. On it, on information and belief, it further alleges that the defendants were at all times relevant here too, the alter egos of each other, such that to affirm the legal separateness of the defendants for purposes of the claims presented in this action would lead to an injustice and or inequitable result. Okay, here's the complaint. What page are we on? I would like to know where I stand. Shit. We are only on page 9. My God, today. It's 49 of these pages. My God. There is a unity of interest and ownership between the company and its equitable owner that the separate personalities of the company and its shareholders do not in reality exist. Defendants exhibit an interrelation of operation, commingling of funds, lack of observation of corporate formalities, undercapitalization, centralized control, common management, and common financial control such that they are an integrated enterprise and or are alter egos. The company is a mere shell. Oh my God. What? What? The company is a shell? Okay, wait a minute. Where am I at? The company is a mere shell, instrumentality, and conduit through which the individual defendants carried on their business, exercising complete control and dominance of such business to the extent that any individuality or separateness of the defendants does not and did not exist. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and thereon alleges that at all times herein mentioned, each of the defendants was acting as the partner, the agent, servant, and employee of each of the remaining defendants, and in doing the things alleged herein was acting within the course and scope of such agency with the knowledge of the remaining defendants. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm not wishing nothing on nobody, but baby, is Tyler gonna have to have a RICO too? Is Tyler at risk of getting a RICO? Because I know this is just a lawsuit, right? But that's how Cassie shit started. The lawsuit came out, she said a bunch of shit in there. And then next thing you know, they went to investigating his black ass. Okay, to my Diddy. All right. But now think about this. They're saying that this company is a shell. They're saying that basically he was using his business. I mean, honestly, he was coercing these actors, and it's not just one. We know two. People can say that Christian Keys wasn't talking about Tyler Perry, but I don't give a damn how many times they say it. I don't care how loud they say it. I don't give a fuck who says it. That he was talking about Tyler Perry. And so now we know that there are two people that are alleging, and we, I've heard other rumors, but we know two people in particular that are now saying that Tyler was using business and business opportunities over their heads if they would not comply with his pursuit of them. Oh, could be. Hey, let's talk about it all. I'm just saying. My name is Not Girl. Say if coercion and finances went through his company, it sounds like it. Now they talking about one of the companies is a shell. Like, what the hell? I'm a Blueberry Muffin said, I said Medea gets a re. Is that going to be the next? Is that going to be the next movie? Medea gets a. Black Banana just said, if more men come forward, it could definitely spiral into a RICO charge. You know they're coming, right? Like, I don't even know these men, but I watched just about all of Tyler Perry's plays. Like, it's been a long time, but I haven't seen maybe the last 3 or 4 that he did, because he was always doing a play. But I've seen a lot of them, and I can just imagine a few of these dudes in particular from those plays in particular that probably we're gonna see them again. I'm just saying, I could almost hand pick out who was probably getting flirted with. I'm just saying, child. Coffee is Brewing said, and then we never heard a peep out of him again because he got paid off. But here's my thing, and we're going to get over there in a minute. But here's my thing. I was just saying, I don't know how much Christian Keys got, but it wasn't no 260 million. And I'm not saying that this man is going to get 260 million, but what if he got 100 million? I do not believe that Christian Keys walked away with no $100 million. I would bet he didn't walk away with 50. I don't know what he got. It ain't none of my business, but I know he got something because he got real quiet. He came out here. He blew the dog whistle. Tyler heard it. And before that man could come back out and spill the rest of that tea, because that's what he did. He came out, he kind of set it up. He told us enough. He was not even us. His message was not to us. His message was for Tyler Perry. That's why he came out here. When he saw what happened with Cassie, literally the next week, he was talking about Tyler Perry. And he said there was another person too. Another person who I believe, this is my belief, that I have absolutely no proof, but he's a clergy that many love, myself included, and he just retired. So he didn't say his name either, but he damn sure came close to it. Next thing you know, he shut up. We believe he got paid off, and then somebody retires. Okay, because some other things have been said on somebody else's channel on YouTube. Okay, and he had been following some alleged victims. And then next thing I know, Christian Keys comes out here and states that somebody had been harassing him, and he also mentioned that there was another clergy. I believe he's talking about a man who just recently retired. But that is my opinion. I don't know that to be the case, but that is what he seemed to be hinting at. So if I'm wrong, it's his fault because he didn't name a name. So I'm just saying who I think it is. And I didn't even say the name, but you probably know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? What you say? He has a lot of male eye candy in every movie. He does, but then plays their eye candy was even more candier. They always had their shirt off and shit. Like, I'm like, this is supposed to be the gospel play, but next thing I know, this nigga isn't half naked. Okay. He half naked. And I'm thinking, a lot of these dudes, he had to find him at the strip club. He had to, because you could tell the way they were built and stuff. Like, what kind of other job did they have where they had to be built up like that? Okay. These people weren't bodybuilders and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you could pick them out, girl. Okay, you could pick out who he was, because most of these niggas could not act. They couldn't act to save their life. They were not hired for acting, so that's why it's easy to spot them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, baptize that ass. Sarah Colette said, this is just the beginning of the list of men. Absolutely, it is. And it's about to get ugly. Okay, it's about to get ugly. And I'm telling you, the way this shit was just read that I just said, the way it was read, it makes me hear Rico. I hear Rico. But I mean, I don't hear Rico, but they hinting at it. Now let's see if there's some other people that help this nigga. Okay. I'm just saying. Hi, Tyler Perry. I ain't got no problem with you. I'm just saying. We just out here talking. We just out here talking, child. Okay. Oh, what you say? My name is not girl said he did all that cryptic talking, which is what irritated me. Yeah. And then said he was coming back out in 2-3 days, never came back again. When he came back, he was talking about some skin ointment. Okay. Some skincare he was talking about. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck? What? He got paid. I mean, when I tell you the next day, I bet his shit was in 24 hours, just like Cassie's. But I bet you wasn't 260 million. Okay, that's what I do know. All right. Let's see what else. It sounds like Tyler had his own Ghislaine Maxwell per the text Tasha K read. She had other texts other than the ones that were on her page. Because the ones that were on page I saw over here. Tyler and Emmett heard what Christian said. Who's Emmett? Who's Emmett, child? Who the hell is Emmett? I don't know Emmett, child. His son-in-law gonna take that church from the daughter. He's not as good as the daughter, though. She's the pull. She really is anointed. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. My name is not girl. He knows how Black demographics work, especially with Black women. Okay, y'all. Yeah, I thought Tyler is Emmett. Why'd you? Because it said Tyler and Emmett. You talking about? You just mean him, who he is to us, and who he really is. Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait, but who is Emmett? Okay, so it's him. All right. Child, I did not know his damn name was Emmett till today. I was today years old. Okay. Miss Lady said, and they just gave Tyler Perry props for giving Sinbad a part in the movie Straw. Oh, is Sinbad in there? Is Straw on Netflix, y'all? Can somebody tell me where I can watch Straw? Is it on Netflix? I'm gonna have to check it out. So just said, have any of you seen the show about the cult on BET? That show had a lot of man-on-man sex happening. What? Tell me about that shit. Netflix. Okay, y'all. Good. I'm watching. Did y'all like it? Hey, Fedora. Hey, TD Will. Did I say hi to you, boo? Okay, Prima Wanda. Okay, cool. Okay. TD Will, what you say? I can't wait to create my wall art. Okay, girl. My name is that girl. Said yes, he played homeless man in front of apartment complex. So good. So I have to watch it. I hope Sinbad's talking okay and doing okay. That's nice. Okay. Anyway. Oh, I wonder if he's he probably has to be in the wheelchair, huh? Said Duvall, Mr. Duvall says Sinbad is the man in the wheelchair. Okay. Oh, okay. Clutching my pearls. Okay. Sonia's mobile unistall. Okay. In the clouds. I'm a therapist. Straw was good to me. Okay, cool. I'm gonna have to watch it. I don't even know what it's about. I mean, I know who's in it, but that's it. I don't want to watch it right now. Sounds too sad for me. Oh God. Yeah, I understand that, Prima Wanda. I get like that. I think it's called The Book of Ruth. The show is very actual. Okay. Okay, so let me get back into this, child. Okay. Let's get back into this. Okay. This court, Sonia, pay attention to this part. Guess what? They said this court has personal jurisdiction over all defendants because they have purposely availed themselves as residents of the state and or conduct business in California. And this lawsuit arises out of acts that occurred in California and relates to their contacts with California. Further, the vast pattern of abuse, including sexual assault, harassment, and inappropriate, in addition to wielding control and power over a plaintiff, was consistently present when defendant Perry engaged in the most recent acts described herein. The location of all events herein alleged occurred within the jurisdiction of California. Plaintiff was harmed and injured in California by defendants. The California Superior Court also has jurisdiction in the matter because the individual monetary damages and restitution sought herein exceed the minimal jurisdiction limits of the Superior Court and will be established at trial according to proof. Venue is proper in Los Angeles County pursuant of the CCP 395, whatever, and whatever. Okay. And that liability arose there because at least some of the transactions that are the subject matter of this complaint occurred therein, and or each defendant either is found, maintains offices, transacts business, and or is an agent therein, child. Okay, hit the like button though. This action is also timely under California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act. California's Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act amended California Civil Procedure Section 340.16, extending the statute of limitations, opening up revival windows for adult survivors of SA and related claims, and acknowledging that the 2-year statute of limitations simply does not provide SA survivors adequate time to heal from the physical and emotional trauma of an SA and prepare for a civil case. So Mr. Dixon was a resident of California from January 2023 through the end of the relevant time period, and the actual assault and harassment of Mr. Perry continued and extended into the relevant time period where Mr. Dixon was a resident of and working from California for Mr. Perry. Mr. Perry also resided in California. Much of the harm caused by the SAs occurred in California. On information and belief, defendant Tyler Perry has engaged in similar SAs from California. California has a strong interest in allowing its residents to recover for injuries sustained, even if the claim would be time barred in another state. Additionally, California law provides specific revival statutes for sexual assault claims, such as California Code, blah, 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 which revives certain claims that would otherwise be time barred. If the plaintiff meets the statutory If the plaintiff meets the statutory criteria, including allegations of a cover-up by an entity legally responsible for the assault, the claim may proceed under California law, even if it would be barred under Georgia law. You hear that? We talking jurisdiction. Okay? We talking jurisdiction, Sonia. You see how this works? Okay, some shit happened in Georgia, okay, and some shit happened in California, but California is going to handle this business. Mr. Dixon was a California resident while performing work for Tyler Perry from January 2023 until his termination and is currently domiciled in California. Let me go see how he's doing. Let me go check him. Factual allegations. In or around September 2019, plaintiff worked for an event company called Legendary Events in Atlanta that has hired to organize defendant Perry's studio opening party, The Party. Plaintiff was recruited by Tony Conway, the owner of Legendary Events and close friend of Tyler Perry. Mr. Conway decided to place Dixon directly in a role at a party that required frequent conversation with Tyler Perry. It sounds like a Rico. I sniffing. I'm not a expert or anything, but we talking about other people now helping. You're not gonna tell me that man didn't know what Tyler liked and looked at this dude and said, "You need to go over there and help him. I'm gonna need you to be over here in this section." And then here come Tyler Perry offering up jobs and stuff allegedly. Mm-hmm. Allegedly. Huh? You see how this go? Only need 2 in 2 states for Rico. Baby. Prima Wanda said, V, you are reading, girl. Ooh, yep. I am a blueberry muffin. Something ain't right. Something coming. Something coming. You know, he got all them companies. Many of them. It sounds like they're all Tyler Perry companies that he's suing. But he said one is a shell company. That's shady Grady. Then we talking about, here goes this guy who runs this event management thing, and he got him over here. Because see, I've been in that position. I have been in that position. When I told y'all when I worked at the hotel, I have been the one where they said, "Hey, I need you to work in this section." Okay. When we have major events in the hotel, V, you're going to be in the suite. Okay. They will put you in certain positions. When the way I met my husband, my damn boss was sexually harassing my ass. Why you fooling? He never touched me. So he never SA'd me. But he did SH me every day, all day. Talked about my body, like complimenting, like just things he said and did was crazy. But then when he was, I mentioned before, my husband at the time worked for Coke, and he was head of ethnic marketing. So this was a small marketing company I was working for, and my boss was like, "Hey, I need you to be here Friday when Mr. Jackson." I was just saying, when Mr. Jackson is here. And I was like, whatever, right? He's like, he coming, we're gonna go to lunch, so I need you to be here right before lunch, so when he comes. He basically. Can you hear me? All right. Basically, he was prostituting me as far as I'm concerned. So I avoided, I left. He also said, make sure you wear that green dress. I love when you wear that green dress. So he wanted me to wear the green dress on Friday, even though that was dress down day. But he wanted me to wear the green dress on Friday because he likes the green dress. But he wanted me to, be looking a certain way when Mr. Jackson came. And then, of course, I wasn't there. So I made a point to leave and not be available. So while I'm at lunch, the receptionist calls me and said, V, what time are you going to be back? Because Mr. Anderson wants you to be here when he and Mr. Jackson get back. Well, I'm going to be, obviously I was going to be there. So I was there. And then I met my future husband, and then we got married 11 months later. Okay. Yes, then I married Mr. Jackson. And then I was Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. All right, are you ready to get back into it, huh? Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay. Let's get into it. Did y'all hit the like button now? Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. So it says defendant Perry picked plaintiff out. Wait, hold on. What y'all say? What you say? Fedora said your boss was a matchmaker. Yeah, for his own benefit, though. For his own benefit. And then let me tell you this. So let me tell y'all this. So, and I hated my job. Let me just say that. And it did create a hostile work environment because I did not like how he would talk to me, the boss. Like when he was mad, he would cuss all of us out, which is so inappropriate. But then he would turn around, like he'll cuss you out, and then he'd be like, baby, what you want to eat for lunch? You know, that kind of shit. And he would buy lunch for everybody and be whatever you want. He done cussed everybody else. He done cussed me out. You know, now he want to make nice, right? So so Mr. Jackson and I started dating, right? And then in May, because we met in the last week of January, in May he proposed. I accepted. We got married 4 months after that. Okay, we did. But when we got engaged, get this, the week before we got engaged, it was the week before like Memorial Day or something like that. We lost a big contract. My boss did, you know, it was a small marketing company. And so we had this big contract that basically paid all our bills with this grocery store chain that was on the East Coast somewhere. And we lost the contract. So now he's got to figure out some things, and he had to downsize, right? So he's over there trying to make hard decisions. Next thing I know, and my husband, who was my boyfriend at that time, was already telling me to quit the job because he knew I didn't like the job. But he was like, quit the job, because he had quit his job. So he was like, why don't you quit your job and then you can work for me? And if you know, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Next thing I know, the company loses that contract. And it's just so coincident. So then that Monday after that, my husband proposed, you know, I accepted, obviously. And that was on a Monday. And on Friday, I was let go from the job because he had to downsize. And do you know my boss let me go because he knew I was going to be taken care of? The fuck? So he fired me. I got unemployment, and then my little husband, who was my fiance at the time, then he started paying me the difference between what I was earning versus what I was getting from unemployment. He just gave me the extra cash, and then that was it. And I was a housewife from that point on, and I was miserable. But that is neither here nor there. Okay. I know that y'all didn't want to know all that, but you didn't even ask, but I gave it to you. That's what had happened. Okay. All right. And we're not together, but we are. Like, we're tied for life, you know, like, again, as I stated, I rarely make big decisions without calling him. He's like, he's not, it's weird. It's hard to explain, but he's that person I go to for just about everything. But anyway, Fedora, yes, he was a matchmaker, child. Okay, what you say? Really? My name is not girl. Oh, that sounds, oh, y'all talking about something else. What you say? Wait, you married the man you had to wear the dress for? I did not wear the fucking dress. There's that. He wanted me to wear the green dress. I purposely did not. I wore jeans because it was dress down day. Fuck him. I'm not going to wear no damn green dress. Because he would call me into the office. I was his personal assistant, right? So he would call me into his office, be like, V, could you bring me a pencil? You know, some stupid shit like that. V, could you bring me a cup of coffee? Okay, I'll get the cup of coffee. And I come in there and he'd be like, okay, well, go ahead, because you know I just like to watch you leave. Sexual harassment. I had no idea until later. I mean, I knew what he was doing wasn't appropriate, but I didn't know as much as I knew about you know, EEOC and all of that. I didn't know as much. And he would just say shit like that. He was a mess. Okay. Just a whole fucking mess. All right. He's dead now, child. Anyway, I'm not buying this anymore. I can eat half in one sit. What are you talking about, child? What y'all eating? What you eating, child? Mr. Jackson equals Pat. No, child. No. I'm just saying, Mr. Jackson is still in my life. Mr. Jackson is still, he's always going to be a staple in my damn life, child. I told you my son works with him now. I mean, my son got two. Look, I got one child, but I got two baby daddies, and he won. Mm-hmm. Just because we didn't work out, I mean, I don't pick them good for my son, child. I pick them real good for my son. Okay, I don't know about me, but I pick them good for my son. So my sons, both of his dads are still in my life, as y'all know. So anyway, and then my man, then Pastor. But Pastor has a similar situation. His ex-wife and he are really tight too, actually. They got 2 kids. They just had their first grandchild together. So, yeah. So, like, he has his own relationship with his ex-wife. And I know his ex-wife. And she's super cool. Anyway, and we've kind of, I don't want to say double dated, but we've been at a lot of things together as couples. You know what I mean? Like me and him, and she's with her man, but I know her too. So, you know, anywho, you know, look, we grown. We just grown over here. You know what I'm saying? We stay grown. Okay. Hey, Major's wife. Hello. Okay. That's called sacrifice. Absolutely, Fedora. It ain't about us. You know what I'm saying? It's about the kids, you know. And even though my son is grown, they're both of those men are a huge part of my son's life and mine. You know, right now, if I need a question or have something going on, like with entertainment, I'm gonna ask my son's dad, you know, questions about that. What does he think I should do? He's gonna help me put together a demo for doing voiceovers and stuff. You know, he does voiceovers. So what you say? Did y'all swing? Shut the hell up. No, we were not having a freak off. That's what you want to know. You want to know if we had a freak off, don't you? We didn't. We had no Tucci, Quaaludes, whatever. What's that called? That tetramin. What's it called? The tranquilizer and shit. No, we didn't have none of that shit. Okay, we had none of it. Damn it, T. Will. I'm not tight with my son's father, but if I need, and definitely if his son needs, he is there for us. Let me tell you, I told y'all, you know, when I had my little sabbatical and it was time for me to come home, I didn't have anything but my ID. I didn't have my cell phone. I didn't have money. I didn't have credit card, debit card. I had nothing but my ID. And here I was out of state. And my son's bio dad and his wife got my plane ticket, and my ex-husband got me a suite. But as I mentioned, I didn't have a chance to get to the suite, so I didn't go to the hotel. But he was extremely instrumental in me getting my things here. So, like I told you, you know, when I asked for assistance, it wasn't that, like, it may have seemed like I was asking for a lot of money. And but if you've ever moved across country, It's not cheap. And like even right now, like I got storage fees. Like I told you, I still got boxes there. But even with that said, he was still very helpful. What you guys did for me, what he did for me. I had some friends, that helped here and there. Passa helped with stuff, so it was so much more. So I was, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, let me get off that, child. Okay, let me get back to my damn shit. Okay, then nobody asked me about all this stuff. I'm just talking. Okay, coffee is brewing. Everything is so expensive now. It is like this whole move, man. I'm still doing it. And then, looking for work and that sort of thing. It's causing a little bit more stress, to be quite honest with you. It's causing a little stress. I'm glad you have support. I do. And, again, I do have support and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. Really, really, I am. And I'm grateful for all of you, because honestly, if I didn't have your help, even with everybody else's help, I don't know where I would be. I didn't know how I was going to get to this space. And that was even having stuff the way it is now. You know what I mean? Like, even though I don't have everything settled, I'm so happy to be in this position because it was so daunting, trying to get my mind right about the move. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jerome Street. He says, very expensive. Sounds like 8,000. Easy. So when I asked for 3,500, and I'll be honest, I asked for 3,500, but that was, you have no idea. I had other expenses. I had to clean out stuff. I had to get stuff donated. I had to try to sell things. I had to stuff going to storage. I had things I had to ship here. I had to send my car. I mean, when I tell you, it was just one thing after the other. And it was daunting as hell. I was sit still and paralyzed almost because I didn't know how the hell I was going to get it all done. So to be on this side of it is still a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. But I just still got more to do. And I got to figure out, I still got stuff to figure out, but I am very grateful to be here. Okay, so let's get back into this. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me go back to this, child. So sorry. Okay. CJ, thank you, babe. Oh, we got you, V. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. We appreciate you, V. Oh, I appreciate y'all. Fedora, I love you. You my girl. You my girl, boo. Hey, Delicate Dale. Hey, Prima Wanda. That's a blessing. I do understand needing your own. Yes, child. It was so, oh, God. Anyway, just so much going on. Anyway. All right. Let's get back into it. All right. Defendant Perry picked plaintiff out of a crowd of employees present at the party and began asking plaintiff questions about his employment status and whether plaintiff was an actor. In or around early October and on the last day of the party. Last day of the party? Shit. The party went on for days, my nigga? Jesus. Okay, in or around early October and on the last day of the party, defendant Perry insisted that he and plaintiff exchanged phone numbers, and Perry subsequently texted plaintiff to introduce himself. Perry began by asking Dixon about his dreams and aspirations. Perry told Dixon to do an audition over the phone and send it to Perry. Dixon told Perry he was at a Halloween party. Perry asked to see pictures of Dixon in costume, and Dixon complied. When Perry saw the pictures, he texted Dixon, I was going to say, your cowboy needs a sugar daddy. Perry continued with, you look great. You're just lacking costume parts. Sorry, don't want to offend. Dixon responded, not at all. It's so true, half-assed costume. To which Perry replied, what's true? Cowboy needs a sugar daddy? Implying that Perry wanted to be Dixon's sugar daddy. Dixon quickly shut down those comments by reiterating what he said earlier, that the truth was that he was lacking costume parts. Shortly thereafter, Dixon's boss at Legendary Events called Dixon and told him that Tyler Perry was having another event in Los Angeles and specifically wanted Mr. Dixon to fly from Atlanta to Los Angeles to work on the event. Excited for the opportunity to fly to Los Angeles, Dixon was flattered and jumped on the opportunity to meet Tyler Perry again. Shortly after doing the event, on November 3rd, 2019, defendant Perry sent plaintiffs several text messages that he would love to find plaintiff a job and change plaintiff's life, insisting that they should make it happen. Perry sent Dixon what turned out to be an ominous warning. Be careful hanging around me. I cause dreamers to dream bigger. I cause them to not only believe, but do. Then let's make it happen. You're an artist. You have to be fulfilled. Nothing else will suffice. The very next day, defendant Perry sent an email which contained an offer for plaintiff to play the role of Dale in Perry's television series Ruthless. Perry said it was a small role that could get a lot bigger, thereby setting up the stage in a series of escalating quid pro quo offers. At this point, Dixon did not know that Perry was interested in men, that he was looking for an actual relationship. Dixon assumed that Tyler Perry was genuinely a caring person who discovered the talent that Dixon always felt he had. Dixon filmed his roles in Ruthless in mid-November and went back to his job as an event staff for Legendary Events. Approximately 1 month later, Perry bought and gave Dixon a new car because he hated Dixon's Jeep. Dixon was surprised and elated. Dixon had no idea that he was being set up by Perry for extreme dependence. In December of 2019, Dixon was requested to be part of the event staff at another event at Perry's home in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. After that event, Perry started frequently sending text messages, making phone calls, and demanding that Dixon give Perry some attention. On New Year's Eve of 2019, Tyler Perry texted Dixon, "I can't tell you the last time I pumped gas or went to the supermarket or fly commercial or packed a bag or had good SCX. It was before I was rich." Dixon found these messages to be strange and untowardly coming from someone like Tyler Perry. But being new to the industry, Dixon played along by downplaying the actual comments and hoping that being around Perry would allow him to showcase his talents as an actor and writer. Soon after Dixon began giving Perry more attention, Perry made his move on Dixon. In January of 2020, just a few months after his first acting gig, Perry invited plaintiff to his home in Douglasville County, Georgia. Plaintiff showed up to the home hoping that he would be given a chance to befriend Perry and show him how talented an actor Dixon was. At Perry's home, Dixon was served many alcoholic drinks, which Perry also partook in. Dixon felt that Perry was genuinely interested in Dixon's talents as an actor and writer. And Perry made no actual advances at Dixon while they were drinking, and the conversation was friendly. At the end of the night, Perry told Dixon not to drive home. Perry said it was dangerous and that Dixon was too inebriated to drive home. Dixon agreed and was escorted to a separate guest room, not knowing that this was a ruse to allow Perry to assault Dixon. Dixon was tired and did not have pajamas, so he got in bed only wearing underwear. Before he knew what was happening, Dixon felt someone else slip into bed behind him, child, and started rubbing Dixon's body around his inner thigh in a highly actual and suggestive manner. Dixon turned around and saw that Tyler Perry was in bed with him, child. At this point, Dixon's stomach started to turn, and he began feeling nauseous. Instinctively, Dixon jumped out of bed and told Tyler Perry that he wasn't that actual. Tyler Perry ignored the comments and told Dixon to turn around so Perry could see him naked in his underwear. Perry then commented on how beautiful Dixon's body was. Dixon once again told Perry that he was not into sex. He ain't into sex at all, child. He ain't into sex. I mean, sex, he don't like it. I mean, I understand. He probably just telling him that, though. Okay. Dixon once again told Perry that he was not into sex. Dixon kept informing Perry that he was not into sex in order to keep Perry at bay, while at the same time not insulting the person who was dangling his career in front of him. In response to Dixon's frequent assertions that Dixon was not into sex, Perry started prying further. Perry would send Dixon a text message saying, "I would hope that you would let someone hold you and make love to you. You are missing the best years of your life, my friend. Trust me. I hope you get past that block in your mind soon." Perry was implying that Dixon would hopefully get past the block in his mind and would let Tyler Perry make love to him. After that assault in January, Dixon felt betrayed. Perry continued to call or text Dixon every day, asking to talk to him more. Dixon ignored Perry, which led Perry to text him, "Derek, why don't you text me more?" The more Dixon ignored Perry, the more aggressive Perry became, until finally Perry offered Dixon a part in a new show called The Oval. Dixon was intrigued and was hoping that this would be the big break that he was looking for and a chance for him to display his acting talent. On February 11, 2020, Perry told Dixon to quit his job at Legendary Events and come work exclusively for Perry. Perry was not able to control Dixon so long as Dixon had a secondary income that was providing for his basic needs. Once Dixon quit his job due to his role on the Oval, Perry started getting more and more personal with Dixon, knowing that Dixon was now under his control. Perry would often say things like, "I give and give and give, and no one ever does anything for me in return. No one ever gives me what I want or what I need," implying that Dixon was not giving him sex. Perry started asking Dixon about Dixon's sexual preferences and what role Dixon took on when engaging in sexual acts, whether he was the top or bottom, which in sexual terms means whether Dixon preferred to give or receive things from behind. Okay. Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had sex with men before and that he was a top. Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's the top. Did y'all know that? Did y'all think that? For those that are new to the channel or new to the subject matter, homosexual men in particular, when they are partaking in intercourse, most specifically, obviously, we're talking things going in from the rear. There's one who gives, there's one who receives. In other words, there's one on the top and there's one on the bottom. Need I say more? You got it, right? Okay. Here we go. Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had sex with men before and that he was a top. Perry further told Dixon that when you have a big DICK and when you hit the G spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. Mm, 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 mm. They go crazy, child. Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a relationship with another individual, but with whom he could be emotionally involved and engaged in sexual acts with, like a friend with benefits relationship. Because Perry did not have time to deal with the emotional aspect of a relationship, only the physical. So, despite these comments, Dixon knew that a full-throated refusal, you couldn't use another term, sir? Huh? I mean, this is we just got done talking about tops and bottoms and all of this. And despite all of that, despite these comments, Dixon knew that a full-throated refusal would land him in the doghouse and might result in his role being cut on the oval. Look, don't talk about full-throated anything, sir. Not now. Not now. There surely was another way for you to word that. Okay, Life Unleashed. V, how can you read this with such a straight face? This shit is crazy, ain't it? This shit is crazy. Drum, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing the Drum said, girl, you are funny. That my me? I ain't doing nothing. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Just my opinion, he seems like he's into domination. Yeah. So it does sound like that. I ain't gonna lie. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get into it, y'all. Oh, why is he talking about full-throated stuff? Fearing that his career would end before it began, Dixon put up with these comments and continued to maintain that he was not the actual type. On or around March of 2020, honey, that's when the pandemic hit, baby. March of 2020, child, March 14, 15 to be exact, because that was my birthday weekend. I was so mad. Anyway, he was written in as a season regular. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was written in as a season regular and was therefore expected to quit his job with Legendary Events. Dixon's character was written as a gay, homeless, and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. Not homosexual. More importantly, at the end of the season, his character would be shot 4 times in the chest, nigga. Okay. Dixon felt that this was a way for Perry to test Dixon out for a year and see if he would be loyal to Perry. And when Dixon asked Perry about the shooting, Perry indicated that if Dixon did a good job, Dixon would be back. And that a shooting didn't necessarily mean that Dixon's character was out of the script for future seasons. Perry commented that Dixon's character was only shot in the chest, not in the head. Okay. All right. Why is this man's name Dixon? I mean, I know how it's spelled now, but we're talking about Dix and this, here go Dixon. Dixon immediately understood that his job security depended on his relationship with Perry. And from this point on, Dixon worked with the constant fear of losing his job if he did not engage with and endure Perry's sexual harassment. Shortly after giving Dixon this news and after telling Dixon that future seasons were dependent on Dixon doing a good job, Tyler Perry invited Dixon to his home in Atlanta. Now, plaintiff asked questions and tried to wiggle his way out of the invitation because he remembered what happened the last time the two were alone. However, plaintiff knew that his job security, income, and livelihood depended on his attendance. So plaintiff had seen other employees of Perry's who had experienced sudden deaths on the show when they fell on Perry's bad side. In fact, Perry had made it clear to Dixon that he would often kill characters in order to get an actor to be loyal or obedient. When Dixon arrived at the house, a warm welcome and was very friendly. Soon after, Tyler Perry started asking Dixon a slew of actually charged questions, even asking if Dixon liked it rough. This is done. I'm telling you. If he can prove any of this, it's a wrap, Jack. Perry then physically reached out and violently grabbed Dixon's throat, his throat, attempting to physically choke Dixon and remarked, "Wow, look how excited you just got. You do that. You do like that." Dixon was horrified, shocked, and in a panic. Dixon never thought that Tyler Perry could get so violent and would place his hands on Dixon's throat in an actually aggressive manner. Dixon did not enjoy or consent to any of this conduct. Dixon was in shock and took steps to immediately de-escalate the situation. Due to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, in March of 2020, filming for The Oval was postponed indefinitely. During the period in which the filming for The Oval was postponed, Tyler Perry would make FaceTime calls and other contacts to Dixon almost every day, treating Dixon as an on-call pet. Well, how was he a pet if he wasn't doing it? I thought he was curving him. He wasn't trying to talk to him. He wasn't trying to be alone with him. He wasn't trying to sleep with him. How was he a pet? I'm just curious. Dixon felt obligated to answer for fear of losing his role, income, and career. Perry often asked about Dixon, about his whereabouts, often demanding that Dixon respond immediately. And when he didn't, Perry would send text messages to Dixon stating, "Derek, grrr. And what are you doing?" Additionally, Perry was jealous of anyone who Dixon had a relationship with. Tyler Perry told Dixon that if Dixon got that virus, from his roommate at the time, Dixon would not be able to shoot The Oval. And Perry encouraged Dixon to move into one of the on-set studio houses owned by Perry, where Perry would have more control over Dixon's whereabouts. Thereafter, Perry would text plaintiff about other actors on his show, Ruthless. Perry told Dixon how he manipulated employees through ruthless retaliation. Perry told Dixon that if he did not like the way an actor behaved or the way the actor was acting, the character would simply die in season 2. Dixon understood that Perry was informing Dixon to be cautious about disappointing or upsetting Perry. As a result, Dixon continued to put up with Perry's suggestive messages and actual advances while doing his best to protect himself by taking notes and amassing evidence of the actual harassment and keeping old text messages. Good for him. Let me tell you something. Every text you ever sent me, I don't give a fuck who you are. Every text message, every email, every DM, everything I keep. I ain't deleting shit. So when you come back later and you tell the lie that you didn't say this or you did say that, we can go back and check. And if somebody's sexually harassing you, guess what you better do? You better take notes. You better document every damn thing. You do it, damn it. Because that's what you're supposed to do. So if someone says, "Oh, he was trying to set him up, and he was trying to get paid, and I don't give a fuck what you think he was trying to do. What he did was the smart thing. You're supposed to take notes. You're supposed to document. You're supposed to have your dates, times, people and surroundings, every act, every attempt, everything should be documented. This is coming from your favorite HR professional. Okay, just so I'm let you know. I'm sorry. Let me go up here. Real talk bougie, boo boo. I did not acknowledge this stuff earlier, y'all. I'm so sorry. Real talk bougie is my boo. Let me tell y'all something about real talk bougie. I'm gonna be real quick. Be real quick. She is one creator that has been probably, if I were to think about it, I was sitting here, the reason why I paused is because I don't want to misstate something. But and I hope I don't offend anybody else. But when I would say that the one creator that has probably helped me the most as a creator has been Real Talk Bougie, has been Francoise. Okay. Francoise is very humble. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. She is helpful. She is compassionate. And she will check on me. And she has given me such great advice. And I would have to say that she has probably given me the most and the best advice, even when she doesn't even realize she's doing it, you know. And I'm sorry I didn't see this earlier because I'm sure she's not here now. But y'all tell her I said this, okay? When y'all go over to Bougie's, tell her I said this. But Bougie has probably been the most helpful to me. And like as I said, you know, she never probably expected that I would come out here and say that, because honestly, she does it and she doesn't want any attention like that. But I'm going to give you your attention, Fran. I'm going to give you your flowers because you really have been helpful to me. You've been encouraging to me. Yeah. And she didn't have to be. I'm just saying. So thank you. I also give Real Talk Bougie the props, because if it were not for her, I would not be here with most of you. And what I mean by that is, after I did the interview with Sonia and she did a review of the interview and she shared my interview with her audience, then many of her people came and subscribed to me. So I am forever grateful for that, because she actively was like, go subscribe to sis, go over there, check her out, give her a click on the view. Like, she did all of that, and people came and many stayed. And so I am forever grateful to her for that. Also, we have her to be thankful for as well, for even getting those phone calls and stuff, telling phone calls from prison to check on this content. So again, thank you to Fran for being Fran. She has again quietly been a big help to me. She may not even realize it as much, but when I talk to her, and I believe I'm older than her, I'm sure that I am. I know that I'm older than her, but she has come over here like a big sister, to be quite honest. So I'm very grateful for our friendship, and thank you for becoming a member, love. Thank you. Okay. And then Only Me 23 gifted 1 membership. And Only Me 23, I'm sorry I didn't see that earlier, boo. Thank you so much for gifting the membership. And whoever got it, I hope they thanked you in the chat. Thank you so much. Okay. Don't think that it was on purpose. I didn't mean to. I happened to see this lady's just kind of float past at one point. So thank you again to Miss Lady for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you to Only Me 23 for the 1 membership. And thank you to Real Talk Bougie for being a new member. All right. Okay. Now let's get back into the bullshit. All right. Okay. So in one conversation in or around April 2020, Perry told Dixon that Perry imagined Dixon prancing around in a cowboy outfit and that Perry did things to Dixon that he couldn't talk with Dixon about any further because they were so wrong. In or around April 2020, and while Dixon was living in the studio homes on set, Perry often coerced Dixon to drink alcohol and then get on the phone with Perry. Perry would frequently have someone drop off alcohol at Dixon's door. What the fuck? What the hell? Perry would eventually turn these phone calls into actually explicit rants. Perry would get frustrated with Dixon and tell Dixon that he was not giving Perry what he needs. Dixon's refusal to succumb to Perry's actual advances caused Perry to be even more frustrated. Eventually, Perry warned Dixon that if Dixon told his castmates about the harassment, Dixon wouldn't be opening himself up to lots of questions and foolishness, and demanded that Dixon not discuss any of their conversations with his castmates. Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure I read those text messages. I can teach you everything. Unfortunately, some things. Okay, yeah, I read those before. Okay. Perry upped the stakes by telling Dixon point blank that he was not to tell anyone about their friendship. Perry told Dixon that it should all remain a secret and tried to make it seem like his secret was for Dixon's benefit. Perry continued to actually harass Dixon. On June 27th of 2020, defendant Perry texted Dixon that all he wanted for his birthday were biscuits and BJs. Huh? My God. This, Tyler, what? You know what? It's funny because I think these people, they get so much money. They get so much access. They get so much praise and all of this shit. And it goes to their head. And they become careless because I guess they think they're invincible. Okay? They get careless. This is nothing but carelessness. Why would you be saying these things? Why are you talking to these people like this? In writing. Like y'all really think y'all are above the damn law. I don't understand. This is stupid. This shit right here is dumb. I don't even know why we are here talking about this shit. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't even know no dumb shit like this because I can't believe this man said this shit. Anyway, Dixon. Okay, I'm sorry. Child. Defendant Perry texted. This was on June 27th, 2020. Defendant Perry texted Dixon that all he wanted for his birthday was biscuits and BJs, referring to B jobs, you know, and oral. But that all Perry ever received were biscuits, insinuating a request for oral from Dixon. This text was followed by other messages calling Dixon cute, cutie, and that Perry was just thinking about Dixon. Despite these advances, Dixon continued to act professionally and continued to tell Perry he was not actual. That seemed to be the only way of keeping Perry at bay while keeping his job. And in July of 2020, Perry remarked about how much he loved the script for Dixon's television series called Losing It. Oh, okay. So Losing It is the name of a show. Remember we were trying to figure out yesterday about text messages? So Losing It is a show. And exclaimed that he wanted to shoot the pilot for it. Perry would never really work towards that goal. And what Perry was really doing was making Mr. Dixon more dependent on Perry so that Perry could later extract actual favors from Dixon as a quid pro quo to produce the pilot. In or around August 2020, Dixon and his castmates began shooting for the Oval after delays due to COVID-19 pandemic, during which time all castmates and crew lived on the set in a quarantine bubble. Okay. Shortly after, Perry confided in Dixon that two cast members were pissing him off and that Perry swore that he knew how to fix this shit. Perry added that he loves killing the motherfucker in a show that no one expects, that he was going to shoot them all shot. What? Going to shoot them all shot. Okay. And kill them mofo characters, referring to killing off characters in the Oval played by actors who Perry wanted to retaliate against. More importantly, Perry stated in one text message, I may need to shoot the shootout. Oh, I'm sorry. I may need to shoot the shootout early, which Dixon understood to mean that unless the actors knew they were going to die and that their time on the show was over, they wouldn't change their ways. So Perry was going to film the shootout early so that the actors would be more submissive to Perry's request. That is mean and evil. I ain't trying to be funny. Tyler Perry, if you did this is really nasty work. This is mean. This is diabolical. This is manipulative. This is this is terrible. This is terrible. Okay, I'm mad. If you did all this, Tyler Perry, this is wrong. This is way wrong, sir. Okay, Perry intentionally made these comments to instill fear in Dixon. And Mr. Dixon now knew that he too would lose his job if Dixon did not play ball with Perry's sexual harassment. This is what Perry had been setting up. Dixon was now fully relying on Perry for his income, hope, and future and aspirations. Look, you also, sir, you living in his home. So you're on set living in a house that he owns. So he's paying you. Child, that's a lot. So let me get this straight. He is paying you. You living in his home. You're driving the car that he bought you. You work for him. That's too much. That is way too much power. Shit. I felt, look, when I wasn't working and I was a housewife, I'm being honest, I felt a way about not having my own fucking money then. Can you imagine? And that was my husband. That was my husband. But this being this dependent on a Negro that is not your husband, baby, that's a lot. So are we about to hear that Dixon finally did perform a professional? Did he ever give in to these? Let me drink. Did he? Did he ever give in, y'all? Hey, Miss Piggy Braxton, who would question a billionaire philanthropist who hangs with Oprah, knows the Obamas, and loves Jesus? Yep. And that's what a lot of times that's what they're hanging their hat on, because they know you're not going to necessarily believe. Why would he do all of this? You know what I'm saying? And they do it all the time. Okay. They do it all the freaking time. Okay, let's get back into it. Okay. All right. Perry made it clear that Dixon was not to disclose the relationship to anyone else. And Dixon was aware that Tyler Perry would, unalive him off the show for good, thereby ending his career if Dixon got on Perry's bad side. To top it all off, Dixon already knew that his character was shot 4 times at the end of the seasons, but that the shots might not be fatal. In July of 2020, Perry read the script of Dixon's pilot and told Dixon that he loved the show so much he wanted to shoot the pilot for it. Dixon did not know that Perry never intended on shooting the show. Perry knew that he could use the motivation of shooting Mr. Dixon's show to get Dixon to do what Dixon had been resisting for many months, which was to give Perry the actual gratification Perry so craved. Once the stage was set, Perry knew he could get away with SH, okay, during the filming of The Oval in 2020. And Perry engaged in a severe and pervasive tirade of actual commentary, including, but not limited to, that Dixon liked being choked, following Dixon's being choked by a cast member in one season of The Oval. Why do you twist your hips when you walk? How can I get a day with Dixon? When will you be thick again? I love how I feel right now, but I don't like being horny. I feel sorry for the first person who flirts with me. I've been trying to put that energy somewhere else, but everything is actual on this stuff. That snake across the table made me think of Nicki Minaj from the music video for her song Anaconda, in which she references intercourse with male genitalia symbolized by a snake. I will gladly choke you right now, referring to Perry's desire to choke Dixon in an actual way. A suggestion that Dixon should get braces behind his teeth, but that plaintiff would have to give up BJ's, and that it could be dangerous for Dixon's partner, especially if they're not circumcised. This nigga is tripping. That's when you were thick, Derek, fun, Derek, drunk, Derek, before COVID, Derek. I miss him just without a butt. And thick Derek would have worked them pants out. Perry also photographed Dixon's buttocks while on set and sending the pictures to Dixon. 2 text messages of many show that Perry was jealous of seeing Dixon with other men, and that Perry describes Dixon as so beautiful. This is so inappropriate. Okay, we've read these texts. You can come back and read them again if you like. Read them yesterday. I'm not doing it again. Okay. This series of comments and other unwanted sexual references made Dixon highly uncomfortable, and Dixon was caught in a bind. He could not complain to anyone in HR. He had nowhere to turn for relief from the actual harassment, and he knew that if he did not endure it, he would be killed off from the Oval. So Dixon was unsure whether to joke back or rebuff Perry's actual harassment. So he endured it, knowing that his job was on the line if he did not engage. I want to know, did you start giving BJs? Dixon. Was you over there? What was you over there doing, Dixon? I'm just asking. You been giving it up? You got to ask these questions, Dixon. I don't know. I don't know you like that. Okay? I don't know you like that. All right. Now let's listen, child. Perry would share intimate details of his own ex-life with Dixon, among other things. And Perry would tell Dixon that he had not had good sex since he became rich, and that there were certain times where he had not been touched in months. On the second to last day of shooting for The Oval, Dixon filmed the episode where his character was shot 4 times, indicating a seeming end to his role on the show and his termination from the job. It was precisely following this day of filming, when Tyler Perry knew that Dixon's character's fate was to be decided, that Perry invited Dixon to his trailer for drinks. I bet that trailer is nice. I bet his trailer, I bet he is living high on the hog. I bet his trailer don't look like Sonya's. I'm just saying. I just wonder what his trailer look like. I bet it is like luxury. Don't you think? I bet it is. Okay. So Dixon knew that refusing meant the end of his career, so he accepted. It was there on the very same day that Perry dialed up the harassment to a new level. Tyler Perry asked Derek Dixon point blank, "Are you attracted to me?" and demanded that Dixon answer. Plaintiff reiterated that the same way he did after the first assault, by skirting the question. Dixon told Perry that Dixon wasn't that actual or looking for anything. Perry's incessant probing did not stop. Perry continued to talk about how good looking and sexy Dixon was, and that plaintiff was wasting his looks by not being free and having sex. Dixon completely deflected these comments with neutral answers, constantly looking for ways to avoid Tyler Perry's actual interrogation while continuing to worry about his future on the Oval. Mr. Perry was testing how far he could go with Dixon, and after enduring the harassment and doing his best to dodge the situation, Mr. Dixon got up and the two exchanged goodbyes. As Dixon was leaving Perry's trailer, Perry got up and pinned Dixon against the wall. "Nigga!" Perry began aggressively groping Dixon's buttocks in an actual motion. Jesus! Tyler Perry began reaching down towards Dixon's buttocks and groped Dixon's butt. Jesus! In a strong and actual manner that could not have been a mere accident. Dixon stood frozen in horror and could not reciprocate or fight back. Now, let me say this real quick to y'all. Never mind. I ain't going there. All Dixon could do was let his body go cold and limp. Saying that Dixon had no desire in Perry told Dixon that he was drunk and asked Dixon to leave the trailer. As soon as Derek Dixon left the trailer, following Perry's violent assault, Dixon became severely nauseous and extremely anxious about his job, career, and livelihood. Dixon felt trapped within the confines of the studio's quarantine bubble. There was still another shoot the next day. Dixon called his friend Justin Bryant on the phone and told him everything that happened and was unaware of any human resources representatives to whom he could report the assault. Plaintiff had no one to turn to and nowhere to go to save him from Perry's aggressive sexual harassment exploitation. You could have gone to the police, baby, because it is against the fucking law. He touched you. That's SA. He touched you. You didn't have to have intercourse. Y'all don't have to be naked. He doesn't have to touch your peen. He did touch your ass, but he ain't got to touch none of that. He can touch your arm and pull you into him. He can attempt to kiss you. All of that is SA. All of it is SA. And now I didn't understand why those people that were, those attorneys that were in the courtroom, when that girl was talking about, she was held over the balcony, and he grabbed her by her breasts. That is SA. I mean, I was so confused. Why are they saying that man lied? That Tyrone. Now y'all can say whatever you want to about Tyrone Blackburn. Yeah, I'll be questioning some of his tactics too. I'll be looking side eyes at him. But at the end of the day, what he described in that suit, when he said the girl was SH, she was. It's just that you have to get out of your mind that grape is the only form. It is not. Okay, it is not. Now let's get into this. The next day, Perry acted like nothing happened, and this time he did not even offer Mr. Dixon an apology. Really? Following this exchange, Dixon began to avoid Perry as much as possible. However, Dixon still felt the need to answer Perry's incessant text messages, so he changed his approach. Dixon often pretended to be asleep to avoid being harassed by Perry. However, Perry persisted by texting Dixon the following messages. Are you awake? Stop ignoring me. You are awake, Derek. Wake up! I know you're not sleeping. And give me attention. In or around early October of 2020, Perry invited Dixon and other actors from the Oval on a cast trip to Perry's personal island in the Bahamas. Dixon knew, as did everyone else on the show, that declining to go on this trip might cause Perry to erase you from the show. Dixon agreed to go, knowing that the whole cast was going to be there. One night while in Perry's private island in the Bahamas, the cast was having a party. At the end of the night, Perry told Dixon that he wanted to talk to him. Dixon was caught off guard. Perry made alcoholic drinks and forced Dixon to drink with him. And Dixon knew that he could not refuse the drinks. Otherwise, he would risk upsetting Mr. Perry. Instead, Dixon tried to stay in control and sip drinks slowly. Tyler Perry did not control himself. He drank until it was clear that the alcohol had made him bold and extremely aggressive. Perry told Dixon that he wanted a relationship with someone who could be emotionally and sexually available to him, but would also be permissive of Perry having his own relationship with someone else. Perry said he could see himself having the type of relationship with Dixon, and Perry insisted that Dixon needed to be with someone rich because Dixon liked nice things. Perry told Dixon that he was watching all the cast as they laid out in the sun with tanning oil. Perry continued raving about how seeing Dixon greased up like that was driving him crazy. And Tyler Perry said he would have burnt the whole island down if one of the other actors or anyone else from that group had touched Dixon that night. At that point, he once again aggressively seized Dixon and groped his buttocks. Essay again. This man has been SA 3 times. The time he choked him, that was SA. Just so we're clear. I don't know why these attorneys didn't. The day he grabbed him by his throat and said, look how excited you got. That might be some sort of form of battery, but it is also a form of SA. Because it was actually charged. Just so we're clear. Okay. Damn it, man. At this point, he once again aggressively seized Dixon and groped his buttocks. Dixon once again did not reciprocate and froze up. Perry got the message and told Dixon to go to bed. Dixon was terrified and could barely sleep, child. From that moment on, Perry became extremely frustrated and possessive. Perry wanted desperately for Dixon to be attracted to him, but Dixon was not. In one exchange, Perry sent pictures of himself from the Bahamas to Dixon. Dixon responded that the water looked nice. Not the water looked nice, nigga. Wait, look. Now this man is up close. He's trying to show you his jet ski. He's trying to show you what he looked like in his gear, his swim gear, and you talking about the damn water. This nigga did not take a picture for you to talk about the damn water, sir. I'm just telling you. That is not what he wanted. From that moment on, Perry became extremely frustrated and possessive, and Perry wanted desperately for Dixon to be attracted to him, but Dixon was not. In one exchange, Perry sent pictures of himself from the Bahamas to Dixon, and Dixon responded that the water looked nice. Perry got upset that Dixon did not see the stud in the picture and instead focused on the water. Perry called Dixon an asshole for laughing out loud at Perry's desire for Dixon to call him a stud. On or around October 18th of 2020 and following Dixon's return from the Bahamas, Perry told Dixon that he was jealous that Dixon was giving too much attention to other men. Perry stated that Dixon was being too much of a social butterfly and that he would need Dixon to sit still this week, further attempting to exercise his influence over Dixon's interaction with other men. Perry continued to wield his position as Dixon's boss, demanding actual attention in exchange for his continued employment. These text messages were followed by others to Dixon like, Derek, don't you dare ignore me. I deserve better. I deserve attention all the time. Dixon, out of fear for the unknown future of his career, continued to give Perry the social attention he demanded, even though Dixon would constantly get actually harassed. On several occasions, Perry would text Dixon while drunk. In one exchange, Perry told Dixon, you know what I cook, Derek. And then proceeds to say, I'm so drunk, talking shit. In December 2020, Dixon began feeling depleted due to Perry's continued pattern of sexual harassment. The assault and harassment began manifesting in his physical health, and Mr. Dixon had no one to turn to. Dixon visited a physician who indicated that Dixon exhibited severe symptoms of acute stress, insomnia, stomach issues, and dangerously low cortisol levels due to the sexual harassment and assault. And the physicians prescribed Zoloft, an antidepressant, for Dixon's ailments. The sexual harassment continued. Through the beginning of 2021, Perry continued sending Dixon unsolicited photos of Dixon's body from the set of the Oval with comments such as, oh my God, look at, think Derek, thick. No, the weight difference. I can do see it. Thick Derek. Okay, good. What's wrong with this man? What's wrong with him? He just won't quit. This is ridiculous. Now you are just foolish. You done sent all these damn text messages. You can't even get out of this, Tyler. These are your words, Tyler. I bet Monique is somewhere laughing her ass off. What the hell is going on? Nope, I can't deal with thick Derek. LOL. What's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have you found that yet in therapy? What's your waist? I'm so glad think Derek us back is with us. Break out in ass and thighs. What? You home? I don't want you out with your friends drinking. You are the rose, but you are so blocked that you refuse to be smelt or opened. When you finally are able to unlock your mind, you're going to make that person crazy in a good way. Have you been intimate with anyone? I'm sorry, with someone? Why did that photo of plaintiff and another cast member make me jealous? You two together. Thick Derek, get that Chipotle. No, I can't. Only from your jeans. Derek, is there to make men swoon? What I mean by that is that you're so beautiful. When you finally are able to unlock your mind, you're going to make that person crazy. Crazy in a good way. Dixon responded, as long as my face doesn't get messed up, as long as it doesn't leave a mark. And Tyler Perry responded, what will leave a mark, Derek? Say it. On your neck? What do you mean you haven't? Have you been intimate with someone? I can't wait. Get that phone call from you when you tell me you let go and you loved your men of it. Referring to plaintiff's desire to openly engage in sexual encounters. No straight man would be going on walks with you or cooking dinner for you unless they want to F you. I would F you. Ooh, wee. Nigga, why did you put this in writing, Tyler freaking Perry? You can't even get out of this, Tyler Perry. Now look, this is too much. If they come up with text messages and they authenticate that this shit came from you, sir, you might as well write the fucking check. Now, do I think this man deserved $260 million? Absolutely not. Give him 20 and go on about your business. He'll be all right. The fuck? This crazy. If Cassie got 30, well, she got 20 from Diddy. She had to do freak offs for days on end. Multiple niggas. Sores in her mouth. And on her cooch too. No rest. Drugged up. Like just too many things was going on. So if she got 20, you should get maybe 4. Give him $4 million and send him on his way. Because he ain't had to fook nothing. But Cassie was fooking everybody. Okay? What are you doing hanging out with that girlfriend of yours? She wants you too. Everyone wants to fuck you, Jacob. Jacob. Referring to Dixon's character in the pilot of Losing It. After several weeks of unreciprocated sexual innuendos and demands for attention, Perry lashed out at Dixon on set and asked if he needed to punch Dixon in the stomach for Dixon to act the way Perry envisioned in a scene. This exchange was highly tense, and Perry's reaction stunned several cast members. Actors on set consoled Dixon for their abrasive interaction, confused as to why Perry overreacted in such a manner. But Dixon knew that Perry was lashing out due to his frustration at the lack of attention Dixon was giving him. On or around June 4th of 2021, Perry invited Dixon to his house to spend some time together and discuss the pilot of Losing It. Although Dixon hesitated, he feared the consequences of disappointing Perry and believed once Losing It was a big show, he would be freed from under the clutches of Perry. You needed to talk to Christian, what's his name? Because obviously you were confused. Okay, Christian Keys. You should have the conversation. You should have sat down, called Christian Keys, and had a conversation with him. I'm just saying. During this visit, Perry made several alcoholic beverages for him and demanded to know why Dixon was not having sex anymore. With anyone. Perry probed further that Dixon's ex-wife, insisting that the two were becoming increasingly drunk and it was time to end the night. Perry then led Dixon to a guest house where a guest bedroom was. Why are you staying the night again? Can someone explain that part to me? Excuse me. Excuse me. Why are you still there? Why are you staying the night? Get a fucking Uber and take your white ass home. I was gonna say you black ass, but it ain't black. Take your ass home somewhere. Get a fucking Uber. Get a limo driver. Somebody can take your ass home. Why you gotta stay at this man's house? I don't give a fuck how drunk you are. Somebody else can drive your ass home. You know what happened the last time you was there. This nigga crawled up in the bed with you. The hell? I'm sorry. Let me get back into it, y'all. Okay. Hold on. So Perry then led Dixon to a guest house where a guest bedroom was, and Dixon would be staying there that night. Inside the guest bedroom, Perry motioned to Dixon to come see a weight monitor that he had. Perry told Dixon that for the monitor to work, Dixon would need to step on the monitor wearing only his underwear and push Dixon to try it out. Dixon tried to avoid the uncomfortable situation, but decided it was better to comply and hurried to bed than to wait for the alternative at that point. After weighing himself, Dixon walked towards the guest bedroom, followed by Perry, who then asked Dixon for a good night hug. Jesus. No, motherfucker. What men are over here hugging each other goodnight? I don't even see brothers doing that bullshit. Grown ass men. The fuck? After weighing himself, Dixon walked towards the guest bedroom, followed by Perry, who then asked Dixon for a goodnight hug. And rather than arguing, Dixon complied. Dixon don't do shit, don't say shit, complies with every damn thing. He didn't give no BJs, though, he said. He didn't give one. Now, I don't know if we're going to get to that, but he said he wasn't giving him one. All right. So, rather than arguing, Dixon complied, at which point Perry reached out and yanked Dixon's underwear down from behind. What did you think was going to fucking happen? Okay, what else did you, why did you take your clothes off? Why did this man get you to take your damn clothes off, knowing this man wants to F you? He said it. He said it in the text message. We just read it. He said he wants to F you. Perry then began to vigorously grab, grope, and play with Dixon's buttocks in an actual manner. I want to understand, how is this possible? Actually, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that to him. This is what I was going to, never mind. Dixon was naked, stunned, and seized by tremendous fear. Dixon started to tell Perry that he did not want underwear down, that Dixon did not want to be naked, and that Dixon didn't want this. Dixon quickly reached to pull his underwear back up. As soon as he did, Perry grabbed Dixon's reaching arm with a tight grip and held fast. Tyler Perry told Derek Dixon to relax and to just let it happen, and that Perry wasn't going to hurt. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. Dixon's anxiety rapidly escalated, thinking that he might soon be raped. Dixon was not sure what to do, and his breath shortened. Perry ignored Dixon's refusals and held Dixon's hand fast, preventing him from reaching for his underwear. Dixon was naked and being groped by a large, drunk, and actually frustrated 6'5" man who had Dixon in his clutches. Dixon did not know if he was going to have to get into a physical fight, but he knew that any efforts to fight back were hopeless. Jesus. Perry had armed security at his gate, was much larger than Dixon, and told Dixon that he had several guns in his home. My God. What the hell? Dixon was desperate for a way out and remarked that he couldn't do anything actual because he was so hungry, attempting to change the conversation. Dixon asked, "Is there any food up here?" which prompted Perry to withdraw and order a pizza. Dixon, in fear of his safety, followed Perry into the main house to eat the pizza. Afterwards, Dixon returned to the guest house and, unable to lock the bedroom door, locked himself in the guest house bathroom and slept on the floor. Dixon then attempted to contact some close friends about the incident. The following morning, Dixon realized that he had left his car keys in the main house, and upon going to retrieve them, encountered Perry. Perry told Dixon that last night's incident was why the two shouldn't drink together, and that the previous night's incident shouldn't have happened. Dixon responded saying, "Oh, so that was my fault?" To which Perry replied, No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that shouldn't have happened and I drank too much," attempting to excuse himself for grabbing Dixon's buttocks, groping Dixon, and attempting to have sex with Dixon against his will. At this point, Dixon left Perry's home uncontrollably, shaking, and contacted his close friends to discuss the unspeakable horror from that night before. For the next several days until June 6th of 2021, Perry texted and called Dixon incessantly with messages asking Dixon to call him or answer his calls. Finally, Dixon answered, at which point Perry began to apologize, blaming the testosterone supplements he was taking at the time. Perry had confided in Dixon about these supplements in the past messages and decided to use them as a scapegoat for his actions. Dixon emphasized that he was not okay with what happened and that he had never asked Perry for anything, to which Perry replied, "I know, that's why I like you." Perry further attempted to rectify his misconduct by inviting Dixon on a yacht trip and telling Dixon that Perry was for sure going to make Dixon's pilot. Dixon realized that Perry was offering to make losing it to effectively silence Dixon. Perry sent a text message trying to arrange for Dixon to come on his yacht with another person so that Dixon would feel more comfortable. Dixon responded that he would not board the yacht and refused Perry's invitation. After Dixon refused to go on the yacht, Perry did not text Dixon for 5 months, sensing that Dixon was upset, and Perry called Dixon up once to update him that Perry was looking for the director for the pilot. During this 5-month period, Dixon was regularly in therapy. He suffered from severe depression, anxiety, stomach pains, and nausea, resulting in a new prescription for another antidepressant. Dixon was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and his therapist recommended that he seek outpatient treatment costing upwards to $20,000, a price too high for Dixon at the time. During that time, Dixon began speaking with people about the essay and was assessing his rights. As soon as Perry realized that Dixon was done talking to him, Dixon got a message from Perry's fixers. Perry's fixers contacted Dixon, indicating Dixon's character in The Oval, the one who was shot, would be returning with a new storyline next season, and Dixon was receiving a graduated raise from $10,000 per episode to $16,000 per episode, and that would continue to increase to upwards of $19,000 per episode over the coming seasons. The attorney said that Christmas came early for Dixon because he was doing a good job on The Oval. However, they told Dixon he was forbidden by letting his castmates know about the raise, because nobody other than him would be receiving a similar pay increase. Lastly, the fixers told Dixon that Perry wanted to buy the right to produce the pilot of Losing It, and planned to spend up to $1 million producing the pilot. Dixon immediately knew why he was getting this raise and why the pilot was being produced. He knew he could keep the money and the job or complain about the sexual harassment, but not both. The situation facing Dixon presented a challenging decision that left him unable to take any action or make any decision. The prospect of the sexual assault and harassment becoming public and dealing with Perry's highly paid attorneys was daunting. Perry had significant resources, whereas Dixon did not. Dixon's goals of working as an actor and being discovered for his talents might be jeopardized. In what was an extremely difficult decision, Dixon bowed to the pressure and fear of losing his livelihood, and in hopes of advancing his career, Dixon decided to return to the set and have his pilot produced. He insisted, however, and decided to put safeguards in place between himself and Perry. You know, this sounds so much like Christian Keys, because Christian Keys had a show, right? All the Queen's Men, that's Christian Keys' show. And Tyler produced that for him. But yet Tyler was coming after him. Baby, in or around November of 2021, Dixon returned to shoot the Oval. It was then when he saw Perry for the first time in person since the June 2021 assault essay. Dixon suffered a panic attack in his trailer, prompting another actor to calm Dixon down. Seeing that Dixon was still upset, Perry knew that he had to up the ante to ensure Dixon's silence. Perry began periodically texting plaintiff regarding the production of the pilot of Losing It to string Dixon along. Soon after, Dixon received a call from a member of Perry's production team, telling him they were considering shooting Dixon's pilot in the coming fall of 2021. Dixon was desperate for this good news, given the uncertainty surrounding his finances and concerned about his future. How far are we? Ooh, child. Okay. We're on page 30 of 46. Child. I'm trying to get through it, child. It done took us 3 hours to get through 30 pages, baby. Okay. Let me see what y'all saying over here. Not pushing me off the yacht. Okay. What y'all over here talking about? What Black and I there over here saying? The pay increase can be tracked through the company's HR department and payroll system. Absolutely. This sounds RICO-ish. This sounds like a damn RICO. If enough people, and there are others that have similar stories allegedly. And if more of them come through and say that this man had an enterprise that was paying off these people and stringing folks along and acting like they're going to get shows and shit, I'm just saying, it sound like this could get crazy. Okay. Because remember when Cassie dropped her lawsuit, child, there wasn't no RICO on the table. It was after she said what she had to say. Then Lil Rod said what he had to say. The next thing you know, people started looking at shit. And next thing you know, there was a RICO. I'm not wishing that on this man, but it sounds real. Like with Villanor, I believe he met him at the launch party for Tyler Perry Studios. The party was held the weekend of October 5th of 2019. Yep, I remember when that happened, when they did that. Sure do. Okay, where we at? I might look. We've been out here 3 hours. I think I'm going to try and find a stopping point. We're going to come back and finish this. I got so many shows to finish, y'all. Now, I might come back and finish this one tonight. It'd be a late night thing. I know a lot of y'all won't be around, and I get it. Shit, it's 10:30 for you now. Y'all, I ain't cooked the meatloaf yet. I think my son is here. I ain't cooked nothing, y'all. I'm hungry as hell. Okay. On or about March 4th, 2022. Damn, this shit is just stringing along. On or around March 4th, 2022, Dixon signed a literary purchase agreement for the pilot, giving the rights for the series to defendant TPS. Dixon was unaware of TPS's pre-existing television contracts with Viacom CBS, now known as Paramount Global. Okay, let me put this back. Let y'all see again. Okay, because I forgot. All right. Okay. All right. Which would later prevent the sale of Dixon's show to any media outlets or streaming services for 2 years. On or around March 21st of 2022, shortly after seeing each other on the set of The Oval, Dixon and Perry began shooting the pilot. Perry called Dixon following the shoot, telling him that the show would net $2 to $3 million per episode and run for 2 seasons guaranteed. Perry purchased the rights of to Losing It from Dixon but did not try to sell it to any network. In fact, Perry was under contract with Viacom CBS, preventing him from selling Dixon's show for an additional 2 years following the purchase. In other words, Perry spent money shooting a pilot for a show and then purchasing the rights to it, knowing that Perry could not sell the show for 2 years. Clearly, this was done for the ulterior motive of silencing Mr. Dixon. As it turns out, Perry had no intention of ever producing losing it, and Perry never made any effort to sell the show or shop it. Perry was only using the show as quid pro quo to Dixon, holding its production over Dixon's head like the sword of, what is that? I don't know that word, y'all. I don't know that word. Sword of, I don't know that word. Okay. On or around April 9, 2022, to his surprise, plaintiff received the script for another season of The Oval, in which plaintiff's character, originally written as a grocery store clerk, would play a male prostitute being pursued by a pimp. This character's scenes and stories shared eerie similarities to Perry's pursuit of Dixon. And while it was not surprising that one of Perry's characters would end up this way, the timing of change to Dixon was a very clear message. As Dixon continued to read through the scripts, he started to notice that Perry included lines taken directly from things that Perry and Dixon spoke about. Perry started to base the script on real life and made it personal. For example, Perry wrote about Dixon that I don't like none of my bitches running away. He was making good money for me. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that what? Native, are you in the clouds, nigga? Native, are you in the clouds? Native, if you in the clouds, drop down. Native, is this why you kept saying bitches after every line yesterday when we were reading the shit? Why you think this man be saying bitches and calling people bitches? It just so happens he was. Now, ain't that some shit? How'd you know that, nigga? Huh? I know you in the clouds. Drop the fuck down. Okay? I don't like none of my bitches running away. He was making good money for me. In or around April 2022, before beginning to shoot the next season of The Oval, Perry called Dixon to discuss the June 2021 sexual assault. On the phone call, Perry lectured Dixon about how Dixon was overreacting to the essay because of prior essays in Dixon's life. Oh, really? See what I mean? Y'all, I might have to this is bothering me. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little PTSD. Perry said that there was a misunderstanding and miscommunication and that Dixon needed to say no stronger. In other words, Perry blamed Dixon for the essay, claiming that Perry felt that Dixon's no was really a yes because Dixon did not say no strongly enough. This is my point exactly. This is what I teach people. I teach the folks that are okay. If you are a victim and somebody is making advances towards you, it is important to say no. It is. But sometimes people don't know how to do that. There is fight and flight. And it sounds like this young man, he deals with flight. Now, I was about to earlier, and I had to catch myself because let me just say this. The way this young man, and I don't know how old he is, but I'm guessing he's young, the way this young man is responding to this shit, I'm not going to lie. In my younger years, this is how I responded sometimes. And I would just freeze up in certain situations. And that has to do with, my own experience. That definitely shaped it. Again, that's something I never shared with my parents. I didn't even start talking about it until after they passed away. Because I never wanted, and I've said this before, I never wanted my family, my parents to feel like they didn't protect me or that they did something wrong, because my mother, I know I was daddy's girl. I know my daddy would, he was going, always be looking out for me. My mama would lose it. Like my mother, I'm be honest, my mother had no real emotional intelligence. She just, everything was a reaction a lot of times before it was like she didn't really think through all the times. You know what I'm saying? And so my mother always, always, always told me, tell me everything. If somebody tells you not to tell me something, you tell me anyway. That they're just trying, if they say they're going to hurt me or they're going to hurt your dad, don't you still tell us. And I didn't always tell them because I knew my mama, I knew my daddy, right? And then depending upon the person who is the victimizer, right? The perpetrator, it's just a lot for a person to have to do. Now, what I was going to say is I had to catch myself because I was about to judge him. Like, dude, why aren't you doing something? Because what I realized is that in that moment, I was being biased. I was being judgmental and stereotypical. I was getting caught up in the stereotype, because the truth of the matter is, in my mind, I'm a woman. So, my fight and me having fright and freezing and being paralyzed in situations like that. It's one thing because I'm a woman, but when I was thinking for a second, like, he's a man. Why doesn't he do something? But this is just an example that, because I believe what this man's saying. I know it to others. People are going to say, well, why did you keep going back? And why did you do that? And why did you do that? But if you're not in that position and you don't know what he went through beforehand, and you don't know, this is PTSD for him. Because it sounds like, so Tyler knew that this man had experienced trauma in the past, and that didn't stop him for re-victimizing him. And what this man is experiencing is all the shit that I have had go through my head. And I just was about to judge him because he's a man. And I'm just being honest. And that's not fair. And again, if I take gender out of it, I expect everything he just said. I get it. You know what I mean? Like I've been there. I get it. That's Black but not bitter said, that's why I don't think their reactions or lack thereof are not out of the ordinary. Exactly. Jerome Street said, I love you, strong sisters. I have a daughter and granddaughter. Thank you, Jerome. He had been groomed. Absolutely. Just like women are abused, but still stay around. Cassie, Kim Porter, etc. Absolutely. And like I said, I was just about to judge this man, but what he's saying, I believe everything he said, because I've been there. And I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all, even with my job, it made me sick every Sunday night when I had that job. When I had that job, they introduced me to my husband. When I tell you, I was every Sunday night, I would be throwing up. No lie. Just sick. And the one thing that, again, my ex-husband, who at that time was like my boyfriend for the most part, he was like, you need to quit this job. I was like, I can't quit this job. I was a single mom. I didn't have a degree at this time. I'm in my mid 20s. I'm ready to, I felt like I was trapped, kind of like this guy. Like I felt like I had to be there. Now that man never once put his hands on me, but I felt like there were times I felt like it was just by the grace of God that he didn't, but it still made me sick. It still made me nauseous, even though he never touched me inappropriately. The things he would say, the way he would treat me and others, I just felt I was sick. I was just sick. So I get it, because that man never even touched me and it made me sick. It made me sick because of my own past experiences. So I feel like I get what this dude is going through that a lot of people may not get. Okay, what page am I? Okay, I'm going to stop this now because we're at 3 hours and 11 minutes. I'm going to come back. If I don't come back tonight, I'm going to come back tomorrow and finish this. We got so many things that we got to catch up on. I got part 2s on everything that I need to do. But again, we are on page 31 of 46. We're going to come back and we're going to finish this up. But I need a minute because honestly, I just need to process some of this. And I don't know. It just made me feel away. I hope this man didn't actually, honestly, some will say, oh, he wasn't SA because there was no intercourse. But that is a lie from the pit of hell. This man has been violated verbally and physically. You know what I mean? And physically. So I am not belittling anything he experienced. Anywho, y'all, thank y'all for coming over here and kicking it with me. Again, I don't know that I will be back tonight just because, I probably could, but y'all would be 3 a.m. probably. Okay, for y'all on the East Coast, but we shall see. Okay, but if I don't come back tonight, I will come back tomorrow and we will get this in. Thank you to all the new members. Thank you to those that gifted memberships. I want to thank my beautiful moderators. I love y'all so much. Okay, and to everybody in the chat, I hope that y'all would please hit that damn like button on the way out if you didn't on the way in. Here, you want to say goodbye to the people? Come here. Come on. Oh, forget you then, because he's home. Child, my son is home. The dog act like he don't know me. Anyway. All right, y'all. I will talk to you all later. I love y'all to pieces. And ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Smooches.